Hey, what's happening, guys? It's a Toy Kind of Mood, episode 145 here for the Ringside Fest special. And we got a special cast for you. Of course, I'm your host, Travis Moody, but it's a who's who in wrestling action figure news and reviews. And I'm just flattered to have this gang hanging out with me, talking some wrestling, some WWE Elites and whatnot. And we got another special guest joining us in a little bit. But before that, let's go to some folks that I've had on the show before. The last time I talked about wrestling and wrestling figures, of course, was an AEW show on my show, but also we did a SDCC recap on the Wrestling Figure News podcast. So I'd like to welcome back Justin. What's happening, man?
Hey, thanks for having me back. I'm stoked to be on your Survivor Series team here.
It's quite a lethal team. Some may call it, to quote Kyle Peterson, a perfect team. But hey, check it out, right? So I almost like booked something, and then I was like, well, I can't cancel this show, but I can't not go to whatever I was going to get actually paid for. So I was like, who better to take my place than Justin? Justin almost hosted the show tonight. So thank the booking gods. I didn't make it, but Justin, you would have done a great job. Much better than me, of course. So, but glad to have you on. Go check out WrestlingFigureNews.com for everything. Most of the pictures you're going to see in the pretty pictures and slides are from there. So kudos to you. Another returning guest. The last time we had you on, we were Joeing it up, Kyle. What's happening, man? Thanks for coming back. I think this is Thrace.
Maybe, yeah. Yo, Joe, are we going to talk Flint? Let's talk about that Tiger Force Flint. I'm ready. I'm ready for any Flint conversation. Or wrestling. We can do wrestling. That's fine.
Yeah. Of course, we'll have to Joe it up another time. We're just waiting on that hiss, right? We're just at this point. Keep getting notifications from the pulse, but I'm just
teases.
Not happening. Man, it's not happening anytime soon. But hey, you just did a recap on Ringside Fest, so go check that out too. 30 minutes. But we're gonna go deep diving into everything that happened. There was a Q&A. There was a day one. We're gonna kind of dig into all that, and these guys are experts, so real proud to have them. And then finally, we got to hang out at Comic-Con. You even hung out with Kyle and I in a G.I. Joe panel. What's up with that, Trey? But hey, MyDamnToys, MDT, what's going on, dog?
What's going on, man? Good to be here. I appreciate this is the guy that filmed my Q&A with Mattel, my interview with Mattel at San Diego Comic-Con.
Why it was all wobbly and shaky, and you're like, man,
you did great. You did great. You did really good.
Gritty guerrilla filming right there, looking like
you did good. You killed. Hopefully that'll be just a recurring theme. Every year I'll come to San Diego Comic-Con. You'll be right there, ready to hold the.
I couldn't get out of bed for like 3 days. My shoulder was like just.
I mean, you had it still right there. Just it's not easy. It's not easy.
Yeah, hey, but now here we are. You had no choice but to show up today, and this is exactly. And this is your first live stream in 6 years, right? No, it was 6 months.
Yeah, it's been a while. It's been a long time. So yeah, I'm excited to be back.
It's been a while. So we're all blessed to have you, man. Tremendous reviewer and lots of wrestling figure community. So really appreciate it.
I appreciate it, man.
That's what's up. And man, let's say before we get into all the goodness, and we're gonna catch up with some wrestling figure news. Let's say hi to some people in the chat. We got DJ 5 What's going on? You're here no matter what. Either we talk about G.I. Joe or wrestling, you're here. I really appreciate that. Oh, another legend. Here we go. Another. I caught up last night with a couple of streams. What's happening, Nick Storm? What's going on? Icons. Craig says Kyle Peterson, the great G.I. Joe reviewer. Yes, he is. He's a great reviewer of all toys. So,
yo, Joe.
Lots of highs. Cool. And then we got a toy kind of mood's own. Oh, no, he's got a chair. Speaking of bad backs and bad shoulders, we're all in for it. What's up, Black Angus? How's it going? All right. And we got some what's up. So saying hello to everybody. And if you're new to the channel, hey, hope you like the podcast and check out everything else we got. Lots of toy. We cover everything, not just wrestling figures. So go check us out. But before that, I want to catch up with kind of what's going on in the fall with wrestling figure news. Like I said, the last time we talked wrestling on this show was like the SEC recap. I reviewed the Usos, so it's been a while. But let's get into some elites right away. first thing I want to talk about is Elite 105. Some of you guys have already reviewed some of these toys on your channel, right? Kyle and MDT. Did you guys already review all of these yet?
Yes.
But they're ringside right now. These are kind of just a ringside exclusive in a way because they haven't really hit retail, right? They haven't been shipping from other stores.
I think I saw you find them at Target already. I thought.
Yeah,
so.
I've seen quite a few people like hitting.
Okay. All right. Well, not in Scalperville, California over here. What about you, Justin? Have you been finding these? Do you have these yet?
I haven't seen these, but I'm in Kyle's neck of the woods. So if he's not seeing them, then I'm definitely not seeing them.
Yeah.
So
whoever beat you.
Yeah, this is a dope set, though. I really like this set. How would you guys think of this? Because I'm digging Dom, Scott Steiner, Gargano, but my Gargano had the Johnny Gargano syndrome still. Yeah,
no.
I see you covering your eyes, Trey.
Yeah. RIP's in the chat for Justin's Johnny Gargano syndrome. Hate to see that. You can't have that, man. This is something that needs to be left behind. But yeah, it's a great set over top to bottom, really quality. Even the figures that you may not necessarily care for are still great, you know.
Yep. Yeah, it's a solid set. Scott Steiner, obviously the one a lot of us been waiting for, especially longtime fans. A good first pass Steiner, not the Steiner everybody wants, of course, but I think they always put the ones like this out there because knowing everybody will buy it. If you put the one everybody wanted out front, they'd slow down the sales. But Steiner really good. Dominic, I mean, on fire in action figures, and that Strowman is way better than I thought it was going to be too. I was kind of down on Strowman figure. I'm like, but actually way better than I thought it was going to be. And the rest of them, a very solid set.
Yeah, and now that I can talk about it because it's been revealed, I do present WWE figures at Mattel's toy fairs that they have to retailers. And when I saw this wave, I pretty much called it a no-skip wave. I mean, even if you may not need them all, but there's no obvious figure where you're like, oh, it's terrible or it's garbage. You may just be like, hey, I'm not a fan of that superstar, or I've already got that. I don't need that look. But this is a great lineup, and especially in hand, like you said, that Braun Strowman. I'm not a fan of his at all. Never been, whatever. But I saw the face sculpt, and I was like, this is one of the best face sculpts they've ever had. And EO, I'm a massive fan of. And Kyle, you had it as your least likely figure. So to me, it's like this is just a knockout. It's a knockout wave, and I think it's the start of really strong waves moving forward, especially with kind of Triple H taking over and bringing a lot of the NXT talent on Raw and SmackDown, and then now we're seeing the NXT talent, and of course they addressed that today in the Q&A. Seeing a lot of NXT talent in the waves going forward too. So how do you feel about that, Kyle?
Yeah, I'm all for some of that NXT fresh blood in there. Like the Creed brothers is one I want. I mean, they're giving me old school Steiner vibes. I mean, I'm all for that. I've been a fan for a long time, so I'd love to see the Creed brothers. There's a lot of talent down there that could use some figures, so it'll be interesting going forward, but I think we're seeing more diverse lineups. I mean, this is an extremely diverse lineup, a little bit of something for everybody, really. And I think as a company, Mattel, that's what you want. You want a little something for everybody. They know not everybody's going to buy the whole wave, but they want you to buy at least a couple figures from every wave. And I think if you're a wrestling fan, you collect figures, there's something in this wave for everybody.
Right. I agree. MDT, I got to ask you, I know one's WCW and one's WWE, but would you put that pump with this guy? I mean, this one just came out and he's looking good, but would you put them together or no? It's just a no for you, or would you do it?
I mean, you could do it. You could swing it, however, it's up to your display purposes. But yeah, I love that figure. I hate that. I don't know. I'm mixed feelings about that jacket, but
I put it with my Chucky NECA figures where I put it.
There you go. There you go. Yeah.
We need Trey to do a surgery on that Steiner to get him in the shorts.
Oh, yeah. Could do that. Dude, I got to get on the surgery grind. My office is such a wreck that usually I had everything out, right? So I could see stuff and I could be like, yeah, there it is. I could pinpoint it and say, I'm going to switch this with this with that. But everything's scattered right now still. So until I can, get everything where it's supposed to be, I'm struggling to get the formulas together in my head. So the surgery's on the back burner, but I'm going to bring it back pretty soon.
Yeah, that's what's up. All right. Whoa, no. G.I. Joe fans are mad. What's up, Baldy Locks? An amazing G.I. Joe classified reviewer. I love that everyone's just showing up for this. So real cool stuff. Getting back into the Elite, yeah, very strong wave there. And then we have what's this? Okay, cool. Oh, now it's I'm going to the wrong one. See, Justin should have hosted. He's doing a much better job. All right, here we go. 106 and 107. So we'll go with you, Justin. How you feeling about 106 right now? They got the show. They showed these in hand. Steve did. Steve Ozer showed these in hand today.
I'm psyched for this, especially that pallbearer. That has been a big want for me. Is a fat pallbearer, and they're finally giving it to us, or whatever you want to say, robust.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting in hand. It looks a little interesting in the renders. It almost looks like too short and round, but it looked pretty good when they showed it today. So usually things look a little better in hand. So I'm hoping it does. But I really like the addition of the Chase one too. That's really needed.
Well, the one thing that's left out of Elite 106 is the Usos are also in there too. So those guys are also a part of Elite 106. So they really round out. It's a lot of current, but you also have, the pallbearer in there to get that flashback taste in there. But figure looked really good. Like Kyle said in Steve's hands today, looked really, really clean. So I'm looking forward to the whole wave. I think all of it looks great. Even though Sami Zayn, we kind of skipped over his bloodline feud there. So I don't know if they're working on like a bloodline, like 4 or 5 pack or something like that. But they skipped over his, like his big Sami Uso phase. So hopefully they'll go back and touch on that.
Yeah, and that Sammy has the less goofy face too, so that's a big improvement. And then you got the interchangeable hair with Jimmy. They're really kicking that off.
Yeah, I'm excited for that Chad Gable too. It's been a long time. I think Shorty G was probably his last figure outside of the tag team back in the day. So
low key, that might be the best figure in the wave.
Yeah, I think so too.
Like all things considered.
Between him and Bearer, for me, right off first impressions.
Mm-hmm.
And then you got
go ahead.
Oh, I was going to say, you've got the resized NXT women's title too. So they're actually retooling the belts, unlike some other companies.
See, I didn't need to be here. That's what I was going to say. I told you, I should have just got booked on that damn commercial. We would have been all set.
Should have been making that money.
I know, right?
Belt talk was weird today in the Q&A. If you saw that, how somebody asked about the Winged Eagle, said, well, down the road, molds, they only last so long in any kind of company. Molds, expire and you got to redo them. So they're going to fix it then. But the NXT women's title, I mean, they've had that bigger in the past. I guess it was the men's title, though, wasn't it? They just used the same one. Is that what it was?
I think so. I think they were just telling us it was the women's title.
Yeah, I think that might have been it.
It's weird, too, because I remember specifically at Comic-Con, I talked to them and they said that the weight belt thing wasn't, it wasn't priority. Like they genuinely said, well, it's not priority. And then they fixed it. So I don't know. Maybe that's just, some tongue-in-cheek thing where they're actually working on something. They're just kind of give you an answer for now. I don't know.
How about this comment right here? Referee attire for
Roxanne
Perez. Is that what that is? I mean, or is it just a striped uniform that looks?
She looks like she's going out for Halloween as a referee of some kind.
She just got off her shift at Foot Locker.
Yeah, that's right. Next to Foot Locker.
Exactly. So does this, obviously when we got the Usos, which was my last wrestling review, there was the controversy. But if you look at the faces still look the same. But do you think this removing the hair kind of helps justify the fact that the scan is a bit off? And obviously, Matt Cardona made that real famous for a while with the whole J&J Uso pack right there. I'll go to you, Kyle. What are you thinking?
I don't know. I'm not as he's obviously an expert. He hung around him and was around him for years. So I guess he would know better than anybody. But to me, I always I never thought they looked perfect, but I always could say, okay, this is him, this is Jay, this is Jimmy. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
But what Jesse the Body tell you? I kind of seemed like a conspiracy.
Jesse's full of conspiracies, but he's never brought this one up. Amazingly, I don't know. I don't know what he's up to.
Yeah, so we have the removable hair now, and then see the problem is there's so many damn slides. It's like, let's see, and then we got Otis. You can't see it in that picture, but they did show on the stream that there's a removable hairpiece. So now when they're starting to show like extra head sculpts, like when they showed Dom's, they were like, oh, we're getting extra head sculpts. So it was really just the fact that we'll get into Dom, but like the glasses and the bandana come off. Same thing with Otis, but with the different hair pieces.
Yep.
So we got that going on. Yeah, that Paul Bearer both Paul Bearers definitely look amazing. So we got that. All right, and then 108. But yeah, we'll go with you, Justin.
Yeah, well, this is the LA Nightwave, right? So we get him, the Chelsea Green with Chase, and then they didn't show Terry Gordy or Omos on this.
No, they didn't.
The last couple of days, or even talk about him. So I'm gonna just assume that they're still coming.
Brock Lesnar's also in this wave, I'm pretty sure.
Is he?
Yeah. From what I heard.
Already selling that basic.
Yeah. I'm excited for that Terry Gordy Executioner figure. Need to get that Freebirds. We just need Buddy Roberts so we can complete them.
Not Jimmy Garvin?
I don't actually. That was my Freebirds as a kid, so I'd be for Jimmy Jam all day.
I think Bronson Reed's also in 108, isn't he? In the green.
He is.
That looks like a straight up repaint, basically.
Yeah, it was. I think they added the. Or did he have that? Did he have that lower arm tattoo in the last one?
I don't know on that.
I can't remember, but I think he did. I don't know, but yeah, it does look like a repaint of his last figure. Even though it's good, it's a good figure. Yeah. So
I think Ringside had Bronson listed at Elite 109.
I got it at 109, but that could be. I thought it was 108 as well, so it could be wrong. And then actually, I just realized we didn't really go through 107 too much. Let's go to 107 before we get to LA Knight. I know the Undertaker, that it seemed to be the most fascinating one of the bunch because they were talking about it. He's the 30th anniversary Taker with the Dead Man Live shirt, and then we don't have that here because they had it in hand. But then there's also the new thing is his baseball cap has an integrated bandana underneath, so you're not getting all messy with that. What do you think, MDT, about the Taker and that new ball cap?
So originally, I wasn't that hyped for the figure when we saw the render image, and then when I saw it today on the stream, I was actually kind of blown away. I think it looks awesome with the gloves and the shirt and the hat and everything going on. And it's kind of weird because we've kind of, since he's retired, they've still found a way to keep him, up to date, and like they're still releasing him like Old Man Taker. And I've actually enjoyed the figures a lot. So hopefully, it'll still be great, and you can still fix it up if you don't like that shirt. You can throw a different shirt on there, or what have you. But I thought it looked awesome. Like it may be the most underrated in the set.
Absolutely.
Yep, I'm the same exact page with you on that. Everything. I agree with everything you just said. I thought it was probably my least anticipated to maybe my most.
Yeah.
So Kyle, what was that, Justin?
It's still my least. There's just everybody else in this wave I'm more excited about still. That Solo looks dope.
Yeah, so we got to see that in hand, and how you got. Let's talk torso, right? How you feel? I'll go you first, and we'll go around. But now that we see the torso, which has obviously been a big deal over the summer, we're finally. And then Bill even admitted he was like, "We rushed it." He's like, "With the tooling that we had, we just had to get it out there because everyone was demanding it, right? Everyone's doing their custom bloodlines, and they're just like, just get one out there. Sometimes you got to take, do that." And use that money to tool a better one, and that's kind of what they did. But go ahead, let's talk torso.
That torso is just a major improvement. And he also said that they changed up the sash to make it more accurate. So it's going to be, you're going to want to sell your old Solo and get this one.
If you were smart, you were patient and didn't buy it like I did. I am waiting, but this one's an automatic. And what did he said? New hips and like that sash you talked about across the waist too. So new sculpt as well.
Major improvements. And that thin dollar is just, it's top notch. I know Trey's probably stoked about that one too.
Yeah, so go ahead.
I'll touch on Solo first. Yeah, the Solo figure, it's kind of weird because it's obviously much improved from Elite 104 for sure. But the torso, it almost looks maybe like, I don't know, it's not too big necessarily, but I feel, is it brand new? Is it like a brand new torso? Is that what the word is?
I thought the same thing. I thought it looked too big. So I don't know. Yeah. It's like they can't find the right size.
Yeah, I feel like they probably, like Elite 103, Angelo Dawkins probably would have been like money for the torso, but I couldn't tell, because the photos weren't perfect, right? It's like blurry on a live stream camera, so it's kind of hard to tell, but it looks better than the last version for sure. And I like it more than the last version for sure, but it did. I was worried about a couple angles that I saw that it may be a little bit too big, but I think I'd rather him be a little bit too hefty than too lean maybe. But I don't know. I'm back and forth on that struggle. But on the Finn Balor, I want to touch on that a little bit. I love the way it looks. I love the cloth hoodie. I think it looks fantastic. The only thing that bummed me out was they gave us 2 different full black masks. And I really would have liked them to give us just one mask, like either one, pick your poison, and then retooled a new Finn Balor head sculpt, because that's the Elite 82 head sculpt. We saw that 25 series ago or something like that. So it would have been really nice to see. I've been begging for years for Mattel to give us like a tapered beard, like a fade, thicker beard. Same thing with Roman Reigns, but been wanting Finn Balor to have like the nice tapered fade. And to get the reissue on Elite 82, I guess it works, but I ain't gonna lie, I was bummed out that we don't have like a new Finn Balor unmasked head sculpt, but I do like the interchangeable masks, and the cloth hoodie is very badass.
Mm-hmm. Oh, hello, Drew McIntyre. What's up? Yeah, I agree with it, Finn. But yeah, that was another one I was like, I didn't really care for. And then when they showed it in hand, much better there. And then the Grayson Waller, the Chase is interesting because he actually has a different haircut. So he's got like kind of like my haircut in a way, like no hair on the sides where his current hair, he's got more hair towards the ears. So that was an interesting choice. What do you think of that, Kyle, where you get like a Chase figure that's just different in deco as well?
Yeah, I'm all for that. I think the chases need to be as different as possible. I always like to mix up the hands, if they got a shirt, mix it up. So I love it that they're making them at least a little bit different outside of just colors.
Gotcha. All right. I think that's good for that wave right there. And then we talked about that. And then when we talked about 108, but LA Knight, you said this is an updated one basically from the basic MyDamnToys. Is like, but how are you feeling about LA Knight here?
I don't know if it's like the exact gear on the basic. Like I have the basic. I can't remember what gear it was specifically. I want to say it was this exact figure and look, just updated into elite form. But I reviewed that basic and I thought the basic was effing fantastic. I was actually like blown away by it. So I'm all aboard like new basics. Like I think what they did at Comic-Con, with the extra articulation and feel, it just really makes them stand out. Like I don't know, it just lifted. It like there's like a rainy cloud over basics for years, and then them bringing this to it, man, it's like I don't know, it's like a damn rainbow or something. They just cleared up the sky. So I'm looking forward to basics from now on. But this LA Knight looks really, really good. I'm excited for it.
Yeah, that was the bigger part of my presentation to retailers is like, hey, we're no longer basic. These WWE figures are collectors right here. This is proof of my presentation. Collectors want basics now. So, and then basics still appeal to families because of the lower price point. So you get the new leg and hip movement and the more dynamic posing and posability, playability, posability, that kind of thing with basics where you couldn't. It was just like stiff up and down with the leg and everything like that. Kyle, are you digging into basics or are you still going to steer clear or what? What's up?
I've always been a basics guy. I've always dabbled. I've always got legends, first time in the lines, things like that. So I'm going to keep on that. But sounds like there's going to be a legend probably in about every single basic set going forward as well, it sounds like. So that's good for a lot of longtime collectors. And I think they'll continue to do the first time in the lines, get them in the basic form, and then a couple series later, you get their first elite, trying to get multiple sales out of a first time in the line. So I'm here for it.
We have a keen-eyed viewer in the chat, Justin. You're a keen-eyed view guy. What do you think of this comment here? I'm like, yeah, the digital render is mirroring him a little bit. If you look, yeah.
That's right.
Yeah. That's all we got. Yeah.
Maybe
You're right.
Bill had the wrong what is it, studio shot?
Yeah. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right.
Well, he does have a different logo on the tights too. That is different. He's got the knight helmet on the elite, but he had something on the basic that I wasn't sure. Some type of dots or whatever it is on the front.
Okay. I couldn't remember.
Yeah.
All right. Let's run over to PLE. We got this wave. And this was another one when I saw these at Mattel on the showroom. I was like, this is a great wave as well. Actually, no, this isn't the one that's a SummerSlam one I think is a great wave. This wave's okay, but I do love Jerry Lawler. I think that one kind of stands out. Look, you guys have reviewed these, so I'll go to Justin. I'll stick with Justin right here. Are there any here that you need in your collection?
just the King. That
Yeah.
is classic King for me. 1990s, early Raw, feuding with Bret Hart. Maybe a post Bret Hart feud, but sitting with JR at the table.
Yeah, to
You
me
guys
that
agree?
Lawler,
Yeah.
I love that Lawler, and to me all day that's ECW Lawler from his feud with Tommy Dreamer. I mean, that was
Yeah.
so iconic to me when I was in high school. Man, I was eating up ECW like you wouldn't believe, and just shocked to see the King come over there, and all that. So I'm gonna get another one of these when these do hit the pegs and play a little long game. But I'm gonna get one for an ECW shelf and for WWE shelf for me.
There you go. Did MDT ever get a replacement arm for the Bulldog?
I did not. I have not got a replacement arm. So I either have to, I don't remember who came with the torso. Who came with the torso? Was it Charlotte? Maybe?
King did.
Okay, King. I'm going to have to get an extra King because for whatever reason, my King's torso for Bulldog came with just like one armhole was like missing the socket for the arm. So I couldn't plug the arm in. So I'm going to have to get
we can work together here. I can get the King figure. You can get the Build-a-Figure part.
Hey, that's fine. That's fine.
We can
That's
team up.
perfect. But dude, the Build-a-Figure is hella nice. And I think I'm kind of seeing where they're trying to head here. Maybe they're going to use this as a baseline for the future I don't know if it's going to be Ultimates or what. Like obviously Ultimates can interchange arms, but they get into the business like AEW where you can connect pants and torsos and stuff and it be this quality like these Build-a-Figures. It's going to be unfreaking believable if they're able to pull that off. So, because this Build-a-Figure, I don't know if Kyle can attest to this or you guys can attest to this, but there's something about these new Build-a-Figures. They just feel way more quality than past figures.
Yeah. Yeah. There's definitely, you can feel the difference. It's pretty wild.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. You know what? Our guest isn't here yet. So, all right, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. We have a little bit of big box retail action here real quick. We'll speed round this. There was a controversy, of course. We had the old box. Now, is that old pack? I haven't looked. Is that old pack worth anything on eBay, Justin? Do you know, or any of you guys? Do you know the second market, that 60th one that Vince McMahon wasn't? He had nothing to do that day. Just nothing to do. Endeavor, TKO, whatever you want to call it, just had nothing to do. But someone brought it to his attention that the box on this said it was the 60th anniversary, and he was upset and got them all pulled from Target. So, is that one? Is it a gem or what?
I think it's only about $90. I think that was the lowest one that I saw in box that you could get on eBay because I was looking to sell
$90.
mine.
That's I mean, after taxes, it's $90. So yeah.
It didn't seem like it was doing too hot the last I looked.
I see one for 80 or best offer.
Ooh.
Is it the one with the reflective packaging or like the matte packaging?
Yeah.
With the reflective or the matte?
It's the old one.
Okay.
So
Well, it's weird because when I found it at retail, when I found the original, I bought one. There was like 5 or 6 there. And the next day I came back, they were gone. And then I found the matte packaging one and there was 5 or 6 there. And the next day they were gone again. So I don't know. I have a weird feeling you guys know about I talk about it all the time on the channel, like the WWE figure aftermarket, especially with Mattel. You can never judge where it's going to go. I feel like this set's going to be worth like so much here in like 4 or 5 years.
Mm-hmm. So even with the new packaging, you'll think it'll be worth money.
Probably, yeah. Like I don't think it'll matter about I mean, it could like swing it a few bucks, but
cool.
I just feel like this is gonna. I feel like box sets usually do pretty well for them anyway, especially after they're gone from retail stores. But I don't know if something about this set, like here in 5-6 years, this one's gonna skyrocket. I feel like just because you can never judge it, you can never really put a judgment call on those things, especially when it comes with Mattel WWE figures.
Yeah, because I actually am a big fan of this Becky figure. I think it's like the best figure of the wave, which is the most dark horse probably opinion you can have. I think it's awesome that they went and she doesn't really fit. I agree she doesn't really fit in with like if they're just going with like a Mount Rushmore or whatever, that's fine. But I think the figure itself is tremendous. And obviously we get the big green belt with Hogan. But I'm like, do I really want to open this? Do I need to? I got like 700 of all these characters in my display. I have a very nice display, but it's not massive. It's not a whole room. So I'm like, I'm going to keep it in the box. And now after you're telling me that, Trey, I'm definitely not going to open it.
Yeah, I would leave it mint on card. I think it also makes for a really cool display piece. So
absolutely. Yeah, no, for sure.
Such a weird set, though. I wish there was more of a plan with that set. It just felt like too hodgepodge. You got an early Rock. I mean, it's weird.
It is very weird. You got like debut Rocky, you got really early Hogan, then you got this modern day Becky, and then you have like Stone Cold's, I guess, proverbial last match ever. So it's just it's a weird bag, and it's a weird head sculpt too.
Yeah.
So our guest is here, but let's do lightning round through some of these other partner exclusives that WWE has had over the last Mattel WWE has had over the last few months. All right, here's the Hogan 3-path, the Throgan. It's the Throgan. It's what we're going with. Kyle, give me a quick quip on this one.
All in. I love the new hot dog tan. I'm here for a hot dog tan all day long. I think the Hulk still rules as the weak one of the bunch, though.
Yep. Cool. Anybody else want to chime in really quickly on this?
Oh, they update. I think all of them have the same. They're gonna have that nice new torso and the new tan. So this set's gonna kill it. It's gonna be hard to keep this one like on pegs for sure.
Cool.
This is gonna fly. Yep.
Yeah, it's gonna be a money.
All right, and then this is how I got banned from Walmart because no, I didn't get banned from Walmart because of these. I got banned because of another company, but now I can never buy these because I don't have a like if I buy a GI Joe and it's a Walmart exclusive, I can get it from Pulse. But I think Mattel Creations moving forward, too bad Ozer's not here. I'll tell him, but it would be nice to have these Walmart exclusives be a limited shared exclusive with Mattel Creations. Just give us an opportunity to get it. Walmart is an absolute disaster, and it's just I couldn't believe that I actually found that Brock. I guess he must be warming or something because the Walmarts around me are all cleared out, but I was very thrilled to find this in the wild, which never happens. But do we have any quick comments on this? And maybe do you believe that maybe Walmart exclusives should be maybe shared with another retailer or maybe Mattel Creations or something? Go ahead. Anybody, I don't care. See how mad I am about Walmart. I'm just like, go, just talk. I'm angry.
It's all as somebody that deals with these exclusives every single day in his real job. It's an interesting thing with Walmart and especially Target as well, dealing with exclusivity. And Hasbro obviously has figured a way to do it. So I got to think Mattel could very well do it as well. I would imagine. Who knows? But everybody's contract's different. But would be nice for the collectors. A lot of people have struggled to get these. Kind of is what it is.
It's weird because these have been shelf warming for me. Yeah. Like a lot of them, especially RVD and Lesnar. It's like every Walmart I go into, there's like 6 of them, which is good for me. Like I've been picking up bonus ones just because I love the figure so much, especially the RVD. Just been grabbing them.
Do you have any bonus ones for me, for your host? Do you have any? Can I buy them on, can I Venmo, PayPal you for
Yeah, for sure. I know the Walmart that's like right down the street has like 4 RVDs right now.
Dude, I'll take one. I'll send you a little bit extra finder's fee, man. And I'll definitely get the shipping on it, man, because I don't know. I mean, are these not really flipping, or like what's the deal with these? I just figured every Walmart Ultimate Edition figure is going for like $70 or $80.
I had to travel to Iowa City and Cedar Rapids this week, and I saw a bunch of these on the shelves over that travel. But around the Des Moines area, not so many right now. Brock is in Grimes, though. Justin, I don't know if you've been over there lately. There's a bunch of him there.
I stopped over to see if they had somebody from another company that, they keep sending other figures of other wrestlers that aren't that figure.
My God, is that real? Like, what's RVD going for on eBay right now?
I don't know, 50 probably. I don't think he's going for that much.
I think this is an Australian price, right?
That's crazy, man. That's insane.
Yeah. I think these should be Walmart exclusives going forward. You can actually get the figure you order.
Dude, I love Walmart, man. That's
dude.
I had a buddy that ordered like 40 He-Man figures this week from Walmart. They all came destroyed.
Oh, no way.
They don't fix their problems at Walmart. That's the bad thing about it. They're like, sorry about your luck.
Dang. Oh no, I got Jada Toys Chun-Li like fairly early from Walmart for almost retail, so I have nothing but good experience. The only figure I wanted and pre-ordered was The Rock, but they canceled it because I'm banned from Walmart. So but Justin, sticking with Walmart, what do you think of these this WrestleMania set?
It's a major pass for me. I'll probably pick up Pat McAfee, but the rest
he's cool too.
skippable for me.
Yeah,
He's got those. Go ahead, Kyle. Sorry.
Yeah, this is a pretty rough set. That Rock, I mean, I don't know if anybody really needs that Rock at this point. Same thing with the Cena. And then if you had the Trish, I mean, it's basically a re-release with pinless joints, I think. That's the only difference. Pat, it's not too much different than his basic, but I think it'll sell some units, of course. And then Nicholas is not going to be for everybody.
Yeah, Nick, I did an entire... Hold on, Trey. I did an entire episode on why I was banned from Walmart. So go check it on the backlog. But MyDamnToys, go ahead. Sorry about that.
Oh, no, you're good, man. I was just saying, I remember when we first saw the set, a lot of people were just not on this set, man. I mean, at first they showed the Cena without the shirt, and it was like really bad. Like there was no way that, people are going to be going out their way. But I could see, I don't know, like Pat McAfee, he's like everywhere. I feel like everywhere you go, he's there. So he's got wide appeal. So he'll probably move, especially being like a first-time elite guy. I know he has a basic and a chase, but I know people are going to want, an elite of him just to upgrade that. And then the only other thing I could say is the Rock. Like that's a really good modern Rock. If you want a modern Rock, like with that head sculpt, it's probably the best modern Rock head sculpt you'll see. But that Trish is egregious. And I'm the biggest Cena fan you'll find. I'm not really on that Cena either. Yeah.
So it's like, Cena's not a re-release. Is there a difference to that?
That's the Elite 20 or the best of pay-per-view Elite. They were both in that green attire, but they just put like the Elite 100 head on there, and then it's weird they put like the older Cena torso on the modern shorts, which I think they've only done that like once ever, which is weird. I don't know that it's just a weird conglomeration right here. I don't know.
Yeah, and then Pat has those Mick Foley arms, but we'll get into that a little later.
At the gym, man.
Yeah, exactly. So I think we're all in agreement here that Casual Rock is really cool. Very niche figure. But how are you guys feeling about his dad and his adopted granddad?
This is just like that Now Forever pack in a lot of ways. It's weird. It's like it's a great idea. I just actually unboxed the Jack's Classic Superstars 3-pack of this one for my channel. I just got done doing it like the other day. But I love the Peter Maivia. That's the star for this one. But I do love Casual Rock as well. But I just wish Casual Rock was somewhere else. It feels weird in this 3-pack. It feels like it should almost be the defining moments of the 3. I don't know. It feels weird.
Yeah, I'm on board with that. It's weird because, like, I don't know. I feel like that Rock could have done really well for, they're always plugging Rock in. Like, this would have been a really good Elite 100 Rock, right? Like, just like a weird, Rock that, people are like, oh, that's really unique. But I feel like it may be a way of, like, getting people to buy this 3-pack, because if it was just a standard Rock that looks like the rest of the Rocks, people were probably like, what do I need those for?
Yeah, it's kind of weird, too. It's basically a young Rock pack, and
yeah,
the show got canceled.
Yeah.
And they should have put Kid Rock in there with the Nicholas body.
All right, we got a super chat here. Thank you so much, Brooks. Really appreciate that. Good looking out. So thank you. Hope you guys are enjoying the talk. We got a couple more minutes here with some partner exclusives, and I think this might be the last one. We get the Mattel Creation. This just came out. Mattel Creation's friends of Ringside Collectibles. So I think we can freely bring on our guests here. I want your opinion on LWO. I don't care about Ringside Fest or yeah.
How you guys doing?
Man, what's up, dude?
Hey,
how's it going? Happy to be here. Thank you guys.
Oh, dude,
absolutely.
Awesome.
Now it's the old school Survivor Series team with 5 members.
I was the mystery 5th member.
That's right. You were.
Thanks for having me, guys. I'm happy to be here.
You had the dark silhouette on it, just with the big question mark in front of it, but we brought him in. John, thank you so much for joining us. John Piontkowski from Ringside Collectibles, CEEEO. Here he is. But man, Ringside Fest is here, and we've got you here. So honor, we got a murderer's row of review news and reviews dudes in the wrestling community. So it's going to be an awesome chat. But more importantly than LA Knight or even you is this LWO pack. So we need your opinion on it. But just let's just get this out of the way. Yeah, you like it?
Zelina comes with the flag too, right?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Let's get this packaging.
It's a heck of a price point for $100.
Mm-hmm. It's fair.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, I think we knocked that part out beautifully.
No, it looks
All right,
beautiful.
that's the only problem, but what do you do?
I love that Santos.
Yeah, the window's open for what, like 9 days or something like that from here. So got plenty of time.
Beautiful. And then, Santos had to go and turn heel and ruin the whole thing. So
He couldn't have
But,
waited till after it came out.
No.
no, of course not. But we're not here to ruin Ringside Fest 2023. It was quite a last couple days. It brought a lot of joy to us specifically. I'm sure this week it was a lot of fun and a lot of work to cover. Lots of stuff going on. But how are you? Let's ask you, John. How are you feeling about Ringside Fest just overall? How do you think the boys did?
I was blown away by Ringside Fest. I feel like reveals wise, it was one of the best ever. I mean, I feel like Steve and Bill brought the heat. I think the response that I've seen has been incredible. So I was blown away. What about you guys?
Yeah, so we'll ask Justin. What are you thinking of Ringside Fest? You're the one keeping it up with it on Wrestling Figure News and on the blogs and all the pretty pictures that we got from Ringside. So how are you feeling about it overall? Just an overall. We'll save our criticisms as we run through the figures and our scores and all that funky stuff. But just an overall feeling of the event.
Exceeded my expectations. Once you showed the Outsiders Ultimates, I was blown away by those.
Too sweet.
Yep. And then Ultimate Edition 21 Cody, blown away by the whole event. And then just glad the guys were sharing like some of the samples on day 2 so you could get a feel of what's coming.
All right, cool. We'll go right down the row. MyDamnToys, what's up?
I thought it was excellent. I thought it was great. From top to bottom, really. I tried to find some things that I didn't like, and it was hard, man. So I think they did a really good job. A lot of variety, and the Ringside Exclusive Outsiders pack was fantastic as well. A lot of accessories in there. Great follow up to the Usos pack that we got not too long ago. So I'm all for it. I thought it was a great day.
Yeah, and it was proof, John, that I know how to keep a secret. So, Kyle, your overall, you did a 30-minute, very intense video today, but just a quick overall feeling on the event.
Yeah, I think I told John at San Diego Comic-Con, I said, I don't know how you're going to top that Usos 2-pack, but there you go with the Outsiders. That's topped it for me. I mean, that's an all-timer. I can't wait for that. And I was looking at it today, I'm like, I think I need a couple of them loose to display different looks. So that's a big one. And then the Foley 3-pack, I'm so excited for that one. I just can't wait to get that. And I hope John can get maybe Foley into ringside for an autograph session. Because I think sell some of those done for us. Take it away for us.
He's very excited to do the triple signature on the pack like he did with the old Jax one.
And I've been patiently waiting for the Bone Cruncher one. I never got it done. I'm like, well, I'm not going to do that now. I'm going to do the ringside one. So I'm excited to get that autographed. And then the Asuka is pretty awesome. That was a nice surprise today. I didn't expect to see that. I mean, that was next level. I mean, you could tell that's a passion project for Bill. So very nice.
So we'll get into the specifics of everything. But before that, I'd be remiss not to mention that right now over at ringsidecollectibles.com, there is a Thanksgiving sale. JP, is there any specifics on this sale you can tell us about? What's the sale? What is it about for those maybe watching, not sure?
Sure. I mean, we got hundreds of deals on the Thanksgiving sale. There's huge deals. If you look through there's prices you wouldn't believe. So I would recommend just scrolling through all the items and checking it out because there's a ton of deals.
Beautiful.
I bought
we got a million. Oh, good.
I bought 10.
You got 10 hangman. Whoa.
But they were like $3.99. I said, I got it. I love it. So I got one in my office at work. I put one at my dad's house. I'm hiding Hangman Page figures around at my relatives' houses. It's kind of fun.
Beautiful.
That's awesome.
Beautiful stuff. All right, let's get into Ringside Fest. So I think one thing that kind of threw me off, but for the better, John, was that there was a day 1 and day 2, and I was I was up till 2:30 last night checking out Nick Storm's podcast with Ozer because I just hadn't had time to catch him out, doing all the pretty pictures for the show. And I was like, if I have to do this again for tomorrow, there's no way. We're not gonna have pictures for the show. And thankfully, it was a Q&A. There was a couple things that we got on Instagram later, but it was more of a compliment to day one. I mean, day two was an intense behind the scenes look at it, but it wasn't quite like full of reveals. But for that, my wallet is happy and my attention span, sleep, and hands are all finger typing.
It was
hands
the dessert
are
of
all
reveals.
happy. Yeah. No, for sure. But you know what? Speaking of that, I had a question for you. We'll ask you questions at the end, but
Sure.
while we're at it, I'll ask, will we ever get a Ringside Fest in person, do you think? Or is that something you want? Or are we kind of at the point where we're kind of going digital streams? Of course, we have like the Elite Squad, and then the other company does their fan first and fan streams and stuff. So it kind of seems the way right now. But do you ever see a Ringside Fest happening in the flesh?
Back to the Jack
I
days.
mean, I think it could happen in person in the future. It's definitely something we are aiming to do. So we'll see how it works out.
Cool. Would you guys travel for some? Oh, God. Sorry.
Yeah, a lot of it, is up to talent, WWE, Mattel, everyone. The moon and the stars have to align on the same date for it to work. So we're definitely going to try. So we'll see how it works out next year.
But that's good. And then because right now it's like it's happening and it's not correlated with any specific event. But if you were to do it in person, you'd probably want to have it attached to a PLE or a pay-per-view or something like that, right? Or what are you thinking?
It could be. I mean, we've never really had it attached to a PLE, so it's kind of just been its own thing. So I wouldn't mind it, but we'll have to see how it works out next year. It's all up to scheduling, really. So
got it.
You just got to coordinate everybody together.
Wasn't it like WWE New York back in the day? Am I dreaming that?
We never held it at WWE New York, but we held it in Times Square.
Oh, that's where it was. Okay, it was Times Square.
Yeah. I wish we had it at WWE New York. That would have been fun.
Well, I remember the old days, anxiously awaiting the Jazz Classic Superstar. I'll be sitting there. What's it gonna be? What's it gonna be?
But it would just be awesome. Times. Yeah. It would just be awesome if you had an in-person Ringside Fest and we're all able to go or something.
Absolutely, I agree.
I'm there. You do it in person. I'm there.
Yeah. MDT's there. Okay.
Yeah, I'll be there for sure.
Oh,
if then MDT it's official. And Kyle and Justin and Moody are going to be there, we got to try to make it happen.
We're doing it.
So fingers crossed.
Let's go.
Yeah, that's what's up. Do want to introduce you, John, to Justin Kendall of Wrestling Figure News.
Nice to meet you, John.
Nice to meet you, Justin.
Yeah, I've been covering your stuff for a while.
Awesome. Thank you, brother.
Yeah.
He's got a tremendous podcast. On a little hiatus right now, Justin. Is that what's going on? But I need something for the car. I can't watch these guys because I'll get in a car accidents while I'm driving. So I like to listen. You get a soothing NPR voice. You got great guests on. So we need more of those wrestling podcasts. Remember them podcasts back in the day?
We'll get John on and we'll break it down.
Hey, he lives down the street from me. We're like neighbors. How weird is that? I know. It's crazy.
Really?
We'll just revive it all. We're gonna have y'all will be guests in the future. So
awesome.
Beautiful. Looking forward to that. We got a couple super chats here. We'll get into Ringside Fest in a second. We need a Kevin Owens Ultimate Edition. I mean, I agree. I see Trey shaking his head. I'll go to you, MyDam. What are you thinking?
Absolutely. I've talked about this on the channel, but he's a really good one for an Ultimate Edition because you could throw, 3 or 4 shirts in there from all his different looks and just, add some butterfly joints to his existing figure and throw a screaming head in there. I mean, I feel like it'd be pretty easy to do. So, yeah, I'm all for Kevin Owens. I love Kevin Owens.
Mm-hmm. All right. I think we had this person's just spoiling us. Thank you, Brooks. When are they going to show the Seth Rollins Fan Takeover Ultimate? Yeah, I think that was a comment you made too, right, Trey, on your video? You said we're seeing all these, the one that they had a thing because we obviously saw the other one.
Yeah, I don't know when that's coming. They haven't even really spoke on it, so that's an interesting one. We saw the Rey Mysterio pretty early, and I guess that's obviously the first one coming. And so I'm waiting to see who won the poll. I wish they would just reveal who won the poll, and then you can kind of get your mindset ready for what it's probably going to look like. But yeah, I'm excited to see that one as well.
Well, you can't reveal who wins a poll if they are unable to do the figure. So no, that's just a shot at me making fun of my friends there. But no, I'm joking. So all right, let's get into Ringside Fest. no better way than Laughing Taker. Stole the SummerSlam set away. Classic meme taker. And we'll go with Kyle on this real quick. What do you think of this trifecta we got here with Taker and Glenn Jacobs? We got this look now, and a little Joker Kane, and then X-Pac and some nice duds.
I was trying to think when the last time we've got a Kane like this. It feels like a lot of the Kanes the last few years have been masked Kanes. So a nice change of pace, I think. And you know, obviously the new articulation, everything else makes a lot of sense on that Kane. Taker, one of those ones I wasn't very excited for, just like the other Taker we were talking about. But then they gave us the crazy face, and I think that saves that one for me. I'll definitely display it with the crazy face. And for me, X-Pac's kind of X-Pac, an iconic look. I mean, I think when I think of X-Pac, it's surviving, barely hanging on. But the X-Pac does look pretty good. I think it is a good looking X-Pac.
Good. And we'll go to Justin on this.
Yep. Totally agree with everything Kyle just said. Taker, I wasn't that into, but then they throw in the crazy face. That's great. I've got that Kane. I can't even remember. It's one of the early days Kanes, and I'm going to sell that old one and buy this new one from John.
Elite 4.
Yeah.
This look.
And then X-Pac, that's one of my most wanted X-Pac attires, which is not something someone usually says. So,
John, are you a fan of the lunch lady hair on Undertaker, or what? Is this a good look for you in your collection?
I love this Undertaker. I think it's unique.
Yeah.
I think the Kane is really cool, and this X-Pac, as everyone said, it's been waiting to happen. You know, I mean, I feel like collectors have been waiting for this one, so
Very long.
it came out really cool. I feel like we're getting all the X-Pacs we want now. Like all of a sudden, we're getting so many X-Pacs, and it's great.
Yep. And then MyDamnToys, you want to close up these three before we move on to the next slide?
I was actually shocked to see, I think this is 2004 SummerSlam Kane. I was really shocked to see a 2004 Kane right here. And I'm really excited to see, you know, ever since they went to double jointed arms, Kane's figures have really improved because they've kind of like captured like his girth and like how big he is. So I think that's going to look awesome on this figure specifically. And the rest of the wave solid too. I was excited for the wave.
Here's the rest of the wave. Of course, this is a Build-A-Figure. First time in the line, referees. We're getting them now. I mean, we've had them in a basic before or whatever, but now we're going to start seeing elites, and of course, we're going to see some of that molding carry over in the future, I'm sure. But are any of you guys hopping on the Lex Express? We'll go with you, Kyle. What do you think of this?
I'm all in.
This Luger and this ref.
It wasn't my favorite era of Lex Luger, which is sacrilegious to some. I know some love the USA Express Luger, but I think it looks awesome. I think it is an awesome look in there. The tassels on the boots really give it a good feel. I just think it's all around good Lex Luger figure. And then John Cohn, I'm here for that. How many people have wanted a ref forever? And the cool thing about this with the interchangeable heads and everything else, you can have anybody as a special guest referee now for the most part. You can't put like Omos on there, but you know what I mean? It'll be interesting, but I think it's very welcome to a lot of collectors to have finally a real referee.
Yeah. But Justin, does this Lex Luger, was he Highlander before before it was? Cause I mean,
he looks like it, right?
Yeah.
This is,
I mean, what I'm saying is, the video, if you watch documentaries, he was like a heel person in the most babyface persona, is what I'm saying. Like he's Captain America, but he's really not saving anybody. He just
hates everyone.
Yeah.
Or at least he hated everyone at that point in his life.
Yeah.
So he was like Homelander.
Homelander, I said Highlander. I meant Homelander. Yeah, there's your first botch of the night. Botchamania, baby.
We need a Lex Express.
There could only be one.
We do need that.
Yeah.
We need the bus, the Lex Express, as an accessory.
Oh yeah,
there you go.
Oh, we'll get into play sets and stuff like that in a little while. But that'd be an interesting one for sure. But did you have anything else to add, Justin?
It's just a tribute to one of the biggest failures in WWE history. You know.
Oh, yeah.
Just that SummerSlam, he was supposed to win it, and you're celebrating a count-out victory at the end.
Gotcha. All right, referees, MyDamnToys. You thrilled?
For sure. Yeah, I think this looks amazing. You know, we haven't ever had really a modern referee in this articulation and scale and everything like that. So it looks amazing. Can't wait to build it all together. And if it's anything like, you know, the Bulldog or the Virgil Build-a-Figure, it's gonna feel really solid in hand and all that stuff too, like I was touching on before. So yeah, I'm hyped.
Jonathan, you want to answer this question?
Yeah,
Oh,
I'm excited for the referee. I mean, fans and collectors have been asking for a WWE referee from Mattel for years and years and years. So it's finally here. It's a huge moment. I'm excited.
Mm-hmm. I thought this was what was the reason they kept Luger off TV, and then it's because no, he said because he the cross country tour because he's so unlikable. So they're like put him in a bus and get him out of here, get him away from everybody. All right, let's get out of this. So I think overall this is a killer no skip wave. Was there any MyDamnToys? Was there any other figures in this wave? Because it seems like some of these slides I have, you're like, oh well, this is also here, and this is. Are we missing anybody, or is it 5 for?
No, it's 4 and a Build-a-Figure. You got it all.
4. Okay, beautiful. All right, and then we're going Shinsuke. Justin, what are you thinking?
I love it. I know Bill loves Shinsuke, and he's going to do this one justice. And love this bodysuit. I think it's a big improvement over that previous bodysuit mold that they released. I can't even remember what series it was. I'm sure MDT knows.
Elite 81, I think. Yeah.
I think. But this is actually a bodysuit. JP, I met you in Japan. Actually, I met you before that, but we really got to know each other in Japan. But is this a Noah bodysuit? A pro wrestling Noah? An ode to it, at least?
I believe it is a Noah bodysuit that he wore in WWE. And that's why Bill can do it. And it just looks incredible. The artwork on the figure, I can't wait to see how the robe looks. It seems like the best Shinsuke they've ever done, and it's perfect timing because his character on television is just red hot right now. And who do you guys think he's going to challenge, or who do you guys think he's challenging in his promos?
Your guess is as good as mine.
Yeah,
I like that. I believe this is the Great Muta retirement match outfit. I believe.
I was gonna say Great Muta.
Fantastic head sculpt as well. It's like our first bearded Shinsuke. He's got a little nice. I don't know if it's gonna be 5 o'clock shadow or a beard, but it looks really good.
It does.
And that soft goods is gonna look great too.
Oh yeah,
I agree. I think part of him becoming, into his own, and a lot of international superstars right now in WWE is that they're allowed to speak their native language, right? So with Triple H, they're kind of they're not jokes anymore because we see Asuka, Kyrie, some of the Io Sky, and some of the like a lot of Latino world, or some of these other ones they're speaking Spanish, they're speaking Japanese, they're speaking whatever. They're not just like we got Gunther and them, they're doing the whole Austrian and everything. So it's like it's real cool that they're able to represent who they are and not be forced to one liner and sound like they're not cutting a good promo when they can cut these amazing promos just in a different language. So I think the fact that we're getting these promo packages from Nakamura has really elevated his status and makes him feel more of a threat and more natural, right?
I'm loving what he's doing now more than any of his previous run in WWE.
Absolutely. All right, we're good with that. And then we got this. If we're going to talk Seth Rollins, we're going to go to MyDamnToys.
Yeah, I was really when we first saw this render at San Diego Comic-Con, I thought that it was going to be like his blue and cheetah print attire. And when we saw the gold attire, I mean, it's still a fantastic looking figure. I just was really, really expecting the blue and cheetah. But I guess maybe they're saving that with like his robe and the championship. Maybe that'll be an Ultimate Edition here soon or something. But this still looks really good. New championship, gold attire. Hopefully it's really shiny and bright like the real thing. I'm really excited for it. Always love a good Seth Rollins figure.
While we're at it, the Bailey.
Oh, yeah. The
Bailey sculpt is incredible.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely the prettiest Bailey sculpt that we've had. Yeah, it looks really good. And the outfit's awesome with the So, Kyle, what are you thinking?
Yeah, same thing. Bailey's much overdue. It's crazy. It feels like it's been forever since we've had an Elite Bailey. So
now we get damage control. Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, it's definitely overdue. And Rollins, obviously, it's cool to get the new title belt with this one as well.
Yeah. Justin?
I probably watched too much MyDamnToys because I was expecting the same Rollins attire. And when I didn't get it, I was kind of bummed, but it's still a cool attire. And this is first time in the line World Heavyweight Championship. So that's pretty awesome. And excited about this Bailey too. Looks great.
Nice. And I'm going to ask JP this because there was some confusion. Is Bronson 108 or 109?
I would have to double check. I think he's 108, but I have to double check.
What's guys on the chat? Go let us know in the chat. Because we're all over the place. Because I'm thinking, is it 108? But then Wrestling Figure News, you're the blogger. What's up?
He's 109.
109. So Wrestling Figure News was correct. Oh, look at that. Shabam.
No, I'm kidding.
Got him good. Anyway, Bronson Reed looking good. We'll go to you, Justin.
Great attire. It's a little bit of a shakeup from the first one, and you get that soft goods robe as well. I mean, head sculpt I think is the exact same as before, but you're going to get the upgraded articulation.
Mm-hmm. And MyDamnToys.
Yes, very solid. I'm pretty sure I think his last Elite did already have the updated articulation, if I'm not mistaken.
Did it?
I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but regardless, it's still a good. Whether it's new in any way or whatever, it still looks really good. It looks like the character portrayed on my TV, so that's that speaks a lot to it.
Cool, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm all in on this one. Guys like him and Otis that just feel different, look different. It's like they're few and far between these days. So it almost feels like a throwback to, I don't know, the Akeem's Big Boss Mans of the olden times. I'm here for this one for sure.
Tsunami! I love that call by Wade Barrett. It's the best thing ever. But yeah, good. Soft goods. And you excited to add this to your store, JP?
Yeah, I mean, Bronson, all his gear is so toyetic. And his last figure with the Bam Bam gear was just incredible. This one is super cool. And I'm guessing he's going to come with the entrance vest. I don't know for sure, but it seems like it.
Yeah, he is. That's what they were saying he was.
Okay.
Soft goods. All right. So before we get into the rest, we've got some comments and questions, and I don't want 50 of them at the end. So we're just going to take a quick intermission here and go through what we got. Let's see here. Okay. We'll go with Trey on this one. Best Uso Elites.
Best Uso Elites. Kind of difficult. I feel like that's kind of difficult. You know, you got there's been so many here lately. I mean, the Elite 106 look like they could be the best of all time. If you're only talking Elites, you got to leave out the Ultimates. The Ultimates would be up there for sure if those were included. But I really like the top talents in the SummerSlam, like the black and with the red, like bloodline lettering and the white sleeves. I really like those as well. So I guess it's kind of pick your poison. If I had to pick with ones that we have in our hands right now and you're excluding the Ultimates, it would be the top talents in the SummerSlam pairing, like the Black Jogger Usos.
Cool. We got that. And then we got TiVo gives Ringside Fest a B+, so a very strong score there. I believe they're trying to say it's grated cheese or great. It's a great one, but either way, no, I'm kidding. But either way, Nick, of course, says the Outsiders 2. We're going to talk about that in a bit. We'll get into some Ultimate Edition action, but yeah, it's hurting everyone's wallet, even though it's not even on pre-order yet. Let's see. We got, I hope the top picks Logan Paul, and we'll talk about that in just a minute, but comes with a rubber jacket. Okay, cool. Waiting for Black Friday and Cyber Monday deals. There will be plenty at Ringside Collectibles, that's for sure.
They're coming.
And then, yep. And then it seems like the rest of the comments are about the toys we're about to get into, but I just saw so many. I was just like, hey, hold on. Oh, this is a good one. KO and Sammy should be in the same Ultimate line, but even though they broke up not broke up, they were just like, hey, I'm going to take a break. You're going to Raw.
They're still
you're going
friends.
to SmackDown. Yeah, they're still longtime frenemies and all that stuff, and they have the history. But would you like to see an Ultimate 2-pack of them, or at least in the same Ultimate, like the two together at least, kind of like we almost had the Randy thing going on, but we can at least have KO and Sammy. No, there's a question for John actually.
Oh,
How
you're
does that
asking
sit?
me? I mean, yeah, I think they
Yeah.
should be in the same Ultimate line. I think that'd be cool. I'd be for it because they were an awesome team.
And I'll stick with you on this one. They need to make a set with Gorilla Monsoon and his son, Ref Joey Morella. This is a deep cut here.
I'm all for a Gorilla Monsoon. I'm all for it.
Yeah.
And his
And
son,
then
Ref, sure. More refs, the better.
Exactly. And then when Sting retires, Sting's never gonna retire, but that may happen. So all right, we'll get back into it. What else we got here? All right. These were the guests at Ringside Fest, and it was the Judgment Day. Of course, we had Mick Foley as well, but Judgment Day. MyDamnToys, we just had a Dominic. Do you think this is enough of a significant change to justify him coming out just a few waves later?
I think it's plenty good because people are going to want it anyway, especially if it's going to come with like a cloth goods flannel. You got the interchangeable head sculpt. That's awesome. Like that this first Dominic's just enough to keep you at bay until, you need more Dominic in your life. I think this is a really good one right here. And I'm all for it. I kind of wish that the shirt had a graphic on it. I don't know if that's going to change, but at the same time, great figure. The Elite 105 was fantastic. I don't have any issues with them putting him out here. Longer hair. Like, it's enough of an update to me. I think it looks awesome.
All right, Kyle.
Yeah, this Dominic's amazing. I think it's wild how Dominic has came on the last year or so. For people kind of giving him the go away heat to now just being a tip top guy. And I think that second head is just going to be a game changer. And hopefully it does come with that flannel. I think that'll be awesome. And then Priest, hey, you need it for the Judgment Day for sure.
Absolutely. Justin, what are you thinking of the Judgment Day, the new Priest? Talk about him first.
Definitely buying this. This is a day one pre-order for me on Priest. I love this upgraded look, and I don't know exactly when it was from, but just the way this set's going to come together and look once you get Finn and Rhea and Damian Priest and Dom all together, it's just going to be dope.
You put Edge off the side a little bit, maybe.
Yeah.
Well, little Dom did joke that he's like, haha, I got two heads. He said, but actually that's removable sunglasses and bandana. So we're only getting the one sculpt, right?
Really?
I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I think so. But
I believe Bill clarified that it's just the removable. I think after he made that comment about having the two heads, that's removable stuff.
Perfect.
I feel like when Dom came out in this gear, it like took him to another level. Like people are like, "Oh man, it's prison Dom now."
He's a
badass.
Yeah, I used to hate him. Like, I'm gonna be honest. Like when he was a baby face with the running around with Ray, I was like, dude, this guy just isn't it. And then when he switched to this gimmick, it like just completely flipped, and he went to the top for me. So now I enjoy watching him in this new era, in this new gimmick.
So I kind of feel like that gear is iconic because it kind of is it's when his character like really took off.
Absolutely.
You could say it's a defining moment almost.
You could say it's a defining moment. Absolutely.
I could be tripping, but I'm pretty sure I was there live when he came out in this. Like, look, I could be wrong though.
So this is exactly what I was thinking at the end. I was like, do we get a Conan now? Because we get the Cholo flannel, Viva La Raza. Do we get it? I mean, or is it possible? I mean, Rey Mysterio's Hall of Fame?
Hall of Fame.
He was there, right? And he did a speech. So I don't know if that necessarily means a Legends deal, but he's closer to the company than he had been in a long time. So what are we thinking, JP, on a Conan?
I would love a Mattel Conan. So count me in.
Especially to go with that new 2-pack you got going on that we'll talk about in a little bit. That would fit right in.
Absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I would love it.
Yeah. So did you guys see these two break kayfabe for a good hour? Or what? They tried to be a little of both, but it was kind of, I don't know. How are we feeling about the biggest heel in WWE? I'm going to go with you, Justin. How are we feeling about Dom? He did talk bad about his dad. So he kept that. If he crossed that line and took all that back, then I'd be worried. He did bury Ray at every opportunity. So while having a nice smile to go along with it. So I'll give Dom that. What do you think?
I gave it a shot.
Yeah.
You know, they look cute together. What can I say?
Yeah. Rhea is like if you watch, I mean, if you really watch, she's like the biggest baby face in the whole company. I mean, she's a heel like on paper, but like, you know, she's just ready to be really the next big, female legend at baby face, I think, in the whole company. You guys agree with that?
No doubt.
Absolutely. I mean,
yeah,
it's incredible how much like they've connected with the audience and like the reaction that the two of them get when they come out is like almost nothing else on the roster right now.
Right. And it's almost like not quite a boo cheer every time they switch the microphone. Like Rhea still has some heat, but people are ready to they're ready to cheer her big time. But I love the dynamic is really great. And it was cool. They did a good job on the show. But it's funny, MyDamnToys, because you predicted that we get an Ultimate Rhea, and we didn't. We got an Elite, and Justin also predicted an Ultimate 2-pack of Dom and Rhea, which would have just went through the roof. But we got some Elites. But what about this Rhea? You want to talk about it, MyDamnToys?
I love it. I think it's fantastic. Anybody that watches the channel knows that I love white gears, and anytime anybody comes out in a white gear, people are tagging me everywhere. So I love it. I thought for sure we were getting an Ultimate Edition. I still think it's in the works. I think it's coming down the line. Probably going to be her WrestleMania gear or something with like the new channel. Like, I don't know. It's just very weird. I didn't expect it to not be, an Ultimate Edition, but it still looks amazing. I love the gear. Love everything about it. I think it looks amazing. And then they did say that it's going to have like updated, like, her shoulders and stuff like that are going to be updated to like more match her on TV, and it's got all of her tattoos. Very toyetic. It's just a beast. This is a great figure. She even has the mommy collar on there. So this is going to be one of the top figures of the year for sure whenever it drops.
Man, Justin?
You would have been all in on Strike Force back in the 80s with Martel and that white gear. Oh my God.
Yeah.
You're going to be spending a lot of money on that LJN 2-pack.
That's right.
No, this
so
is
the
a
one
clean.
Thing well, let me just say this. The one thing that stands out to me, Justin and panel, is the legs. She even called it out, and she even said, "Your legs, Dom, are way bigger than mine. No fair." And then, of course, she there goes the comments. Look at the skinny legs. Look at that was the one negative thing, because overall, this is the best Rhea to date. But she looked at the legs. So the thing is, good news is a digital render. It doesn't mean it's what we're getting, right? So I mean.
Could they use the China legs for her? Maybe doesn't China have bigger legs? I don't know if they could work that in. I don't know.
It's not a bad idea.
So, but your thoughts, Justin, on Rhea Ripley?
Tire is clean. I've seen customizers make this exact figure, and it just looks so spot on. I can't remember who it is. I'm sure I've seen it on Instagram over and over again, but this is just great attire, great deco, just looks beautiful.
And the updated broad shoulders was a point that they brought out, and they told her, like, yeah, you obviously put the work in, so we're going to do it on the figure too. So that's awesome.
And the belt has the Rhea Ripley side plates, which I think is a very cool detail.
Yep. And you guys aren't too worried that this is not the current title. I mean, obviously it takes time. From what I know, it takes sometimes a year to make a figure, a year and a half, sometimes in at least 6 to 8 months. So, I mean, it's the belt. I mean, a lot of comments that it's not the current belt.
But it's
why we got
it. So,
oh, go ahead, Kyle.
Yeah, it's representing when she got it, though. So I guess that's all right.
Right.
And that's why we got Dan Turnquist.
Yeah, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. We got the customs to hold us over, and then you're going to buy this one, and you're going to buy it when it gets the new belt anyway. So it'll be all right.
That makes sense. Yeah. Okay, cool. And then we got Legolas and a lost extra from Lord of the Rings. We got pretty deadly. JP, are you a pretty deadly guy? You look like a pretty deadly guy with that new haircut, but I'm not sure if these guys are in your wheelhouse or not.
I mean, they're very toyetic, they're very cool. So I'm interested to see how they pull off their, the top that they wear, how Bill pulls that off. So I think it'll be cool. I think it's a very unique looking figure, and they seem to be pretty over. Fans seem to like them.
Have y'all ever seen School of Rock?
Yeah,
I live it.
Okay, so School of Rock, you know, like the guitar player that replaces Jack Black's Spider, this is the shirt that he wears pretty much. And he's got the big spider on his chest. That's what I think of when I see them every single time.
I didn't even know their name in wrestling until I actually saw this, until I saw this live stream. I didn't know Kit Wilson, Elton Prince at all. I just didn't. But go ahead.
I think it's cool they're putting in some up and coming talent. I think that
absolutely,
that's really awesome.
Yeah,
you're not hardcore unless you live hardcore. Facts. He knows what's up.
Right.
Cool. All right, and then we'll go with Kyle on this.
Nice.
One. Oh man, it's funny. I think we saw this Bruno image at San Diego Comic-Con or something like that. But man, out of all the renders, I feel this is the worst one just because of the head just feels so weird on this body. You know, it won't look
Photoshop like crazy.
Yeah, it's wild. But man, I'm here for this Bruno. It's not too different than the blue one. Obviously, we had blue trunks. Now we got green, new articulation, all that kind of stuff. But I was very intrigued by the comment. I think, was it Bill and Steve both said that there's going to be an announcement very soon about somebody that will go with this. So I'm anticipating who from like the 70s or early 80s might that be.
That's
it's probably
who do you think it is?
A 3-pack. That's what it's got to be. I'm hoping. No.
Well, say that again.
I'm hoping it's a Funk family 3-pack. I don't think that's in the cards yet, but I wonder if there's going to be a new Larry Zbyszko coming out.
That would be cool.
What do you think, Justin? Who do you have a guess on who you think would go with this Bruno?
I think Kyle sort of hit on it with Zbyszko. That might be the ticket there. I mean, I know that he's stoked about hairy bipedal creatures, and this is definitely one of those.
It's wild because they show off the render like we haven't seen this figure like in its full complete. Like I know there's like greatest hits legends Brunos in a warehouse somewhere stacked to the ceiling.
Since we're on the topic of legends, we got a comment here from Dono, the collector. Out of these 5, who would you want first? We'll go around the room with this one. I'll go from top to bottom. Mr. Fuji, Ventura, Bravo, Hercules, or Coco. We'll go with you, Justin.
Jesse Ventura all day.
Same.
Right.
Absolute same.
You guys know, good friend of the channel, Jesse Ventura. Give me Jesse all day long.
Yeah.
It's safe to say
it's not even a debate for me. It's Ventura for me. Yeah.
Safe to say it's probably a clean sweep, right, John?
Yeah, definitely Ventura.
But man, Dino and Hercules, I've wanted them in this kind of form for so long. We at least got a Fuji in Classic Superstars and Coco in Classic. But man, Hercules, Dino Bravo too. And the Rougeau is another one. Very underrated, and I'd love to have them one day.
After Dark Side of the Ring, I don't think we're getting that Dino Bravo.
Might take somebody like a Zombie Sailor to make that.
Yeah.
It won't be Mattel, that's for sure.
No.
Do we have any comments about our old Pete Dunne Butch here with the new soccer?
There you go.
Shirt.
I like the cricket bat, the breakaway cricket bat. Hopefully it's not super fragile cricket bat, but I think that's a neat accessory.
Very clean. Love it. I think it's awesome. And it's, if you're not a fan of the Butch, gimmick or the Butch, whatever, you could easily use this as a Pete Dunne. Nobody's going to bat an eye, so.
Yeah.
Looks awesome.
This is a question. Brooks did throw some coin here and asked it a couple times, but can we get an Ultimate when he retires? Absolutely. Yeah. If he is no longer under contract with the other company, he's free to sign a Legends deal again. I mean, that's just more of a wait and see. Unfortunately, I think the thing is we're starting to, we're going to talk about this later when we see a Ringside exclusive. We have a character there that's in 2 companies essentially when it comes to toys. So everyone has their own Legends deal. There's no there's no concrete deal for everyone. Everyone just has their own paperwork. And unfortunately for Sting, his doesn't, include WWE at the time, but I'm pretty sure. I think you're asking because of that review, right? MyDamnToys will ask you because of that awesome Ultimate custom you have.
I mean, it's at the top of my list. Like, if Mattel came to me and said, pick one superstar to do an Ultimate, it would be Sting. I want to see a Sting. So, he's number one for me, man.
Surfer.
What?
Go Surfer Sting, though. Come on.
Oh, I mean, shoot. It doesn't matter to me. I'll take either one, but I really want Crow Sting. But you know what? I'd take anything at this point. But yeah, any Sting as an Ultimate. I have hope for the future that day will come. We'll get an Ultimate Edition Sting. But yeah, it would be immaculate.
We also need the Legends that was never released, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool.
All right, next up, we got Logan Paul. We'll go with you, Justin.
First time in
Logan
the line,
Paul and
Prime
Sheamus.
bottle.
That's right.
Yeah, I think everybody can sort of breathe easy that they don't have to spend up for the Ultimate Edition now, and they can pick this up. I think it's a great figure.
That Ultimate Logan might be in the top 5 hardest figures to get. Mattel, I even asked them about it, and they were like, "We can't even get one. Like they just don't. They just can't even not even get." Which is crazy because, yeah, I mean, I didn't even pre-order it because I was like, I wasn't really big on Logan Paul. He only had a match or two at the time, and it didn't. The renders for his original face sculpts on the Ultimate were not good, and then it came out and it was like not much better. It was night and day, and it became one of the hottest figures. And of course, some of these fellas here reviewed it and gave it some good marks. But this is good for everybody, right, Trey?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think it's good. Not a personal fan, but I think it's a great, like his Ultimate Edition really blew me away. I thought it was amazing. So I think this looks awesome as well. It's very toyetic. I think people were saying it's missing wrist tape, but I guess it's because it's from the studio shots. Obviously, you can see in the photo, it's before, I guess, he really geared up for the match, I guess. But I don't think that's the biggest deal. It's still going to be something. This thing's going to fly off shelves, So I think it'll be an easy cop.
100%. Kyle, are you on the bandwagon here?
Not really on the Logan Paul train too much, but I do understand business, and he's definitely going to sell. And it makes sense being a top picks because you want those guys out there repeatedly. And just like Pat McAfee, he's got the crossover appeal, so it makes a lot of sense.
All right. So JP, can you clarify top picks? Because I saw some comments during the stream or and people think top picks is a top pick from the past, but it's kind of an open-ended thing, right?
Yeah, I mean, now they're throwing Logan Paul in there. So top picks is really whatever Mattel decides it is each wave, right? So they decided to put Logan in here, which I thought was really cool. And I think it kind of elevates the top picks a little bit. And they did that with Cody in one of the recent sets.
Yeah,
with
exactly. I was just going to bring that up. That turquoise tights that we got from Cody, that was never a figure. So it's the same thing here, right?
To me, it's way more exciting because, re-release of the same figure, not as exciting as something new. So, and I think this figure is incredible. And the Prime bottle, to me, puts it over the top. And the only thing I want to see next is the Prime bottle costume for WrestleMania.
That's awesome. Do we have any comments from anybody here about the Sheamus? It's a re-release of the 97. And I guess one of the comments was, and they didn't clarify it on the stream, but maybe you can. I'll stick with you, JP, real quick. Do you know if this comes with the belt and the soft goods?
I don't, but since they're showing the jacket, I'm guessing it will. I don't know.
Anybody else have a comment on the Sheamus?
I actually love that Sheamus figure. That was a sleeper figure of that wave.
Sheamus is one of those guys that they never drop the ball on. He's like, ever since he's been in WWE, they nail it. So this is like the best Sheamus of all time. So you definitely need to grab it if you don't have a Sheamus or an updated Sheamus. This is the one to get. And then you can put that jacket on anybody, really. So yeah, get it.
Great. All right, moving on. And we were just talking about Cody. So here we go. We got a double dose of the Codester. And we got a new look. Does anybody know where these tights will go from? I'll go with you, Justin, first. What do you think?
I don't know what the tights are from, but I mean, on the top picks, I don't know. The Ultimate Edition is WrestleMania 39. So give me all the Codys. I've got a whole shelf of Codys. Just keep the attires coming. And I'm glad they're doing the mix-up on the robe for not giving you the vinyl, giving you interchangeable arms, it looks like, on this one for the Ultimate.
Well, I was gonna say everyone's got a whole shelf of Cody's thanks to that other company that's doing their thing. They're just sending shelves of Cody's to everybody instead of this guy. So anyway, we'll move on with Trey. What do you think of the two Codys we got here?
I love them. I'm with Justin here. Keep pumping out Codys. I'm gonna buy them. You could do, Skittles, Taste the Rainbow. It doesn't matter what the gear is, man. Just it does green, yellow, blue, whatever gear they want to make. They're really quality. Like his Elite 101, the defining moments, all the different Cody figures have been spectacular. I know the Ultimate it didn't really meet the expectations that people wanted, with the colors and, maybe some different things about it. But I still think that they're top notch. And I think.
But most importantly is that belt mold. And I know you want to talk about that one.
Absolutely. So getting the accurate weight belt is fantastic. And that's not just for Cody. That's for Hogan and whoever else, man. That's going to be huge for a lot of people. So I'm aboard any Cody figure they want to make. I know they're going to feel good in the hand. They have good formula. The interchangeable jacket, to match the Supreme now. Just stupendous. Great stuff right here. Love it.
And Kyle?
Yeah, give me all the Codys. I'm fellow He-Man collector Cody Rhodes. I'm here for that. So in front of the channel, let's get more Codys out there. Let's get Pharaoh. They talked about that briefly. I'm here for that too. Give me all the animals. And Travis, you back to the G.I. Joe days. You give me a Joe or a Cobra with an animal, man, I'm all in.
Well, you guys got to remember the two guys we're seeing at Ringside Fest in all these streams are G.I. Joe collectors too. So, there's going to be toy companies are influenced by toy companies, just like, rappers are influenced by rappers, basketball players are, so forth. It's going to happen. It's not stealing, it's influence. And I love that. They brought up that, with soft goods, but now they're starting to see the confidence. And I love Bill was like, we got the best damn soft goods. And I'm like, yeah, bring it, man. Bill was all charged up this weekend. Usually he's just like, yeah, this is this and this and that, but he was on fire, right? Bill he got 8 hours of sleep each night. That's for sure. Right, John?
Absolutely. I mean, Bill had a special moment with Mick Foley. I mean, he had some really cool stories. And just talking about the Codys, I mean, to me, Cody's one of the most toyetic superstars there is. And yeah, you can't get enough Cody figures. I mean, it's just all his gear is super cool. His entrance robe is incredible. And I feel like the Ultimate Edition that they came out with before was so popular. And now it looks like they're trying to take that robe to another level on this one. So it looks like the detail is even more intricate, if that's possible.
Yeah, if anybody watching in the chat knows, I did play the game WWE 2K23, but I saw a comment. It might have been silly trolling, but someone said that Cody attire on the left was from 2K23. So I don't know. I don't remember. I don't know if he was even in the game or whatever. I'm just throwing that out there in case anybody can confirm that, because we're all kind of like, where do these tights come from? But
I have a Cody question for the panel.
Go ahead.
If Mattel did a flashback Cody from earlier in his WWE career, who would you want to see? Which version of Cody?
Give me the mustache. Give me the hair all day long.
Absolutely.
I don't think we got that in Elite. We got it as a basic, but we never got an Elite.
Yep. Rhodes Scholars Cody. Give it to me.
I would love to get a 2-pack with him and Dusty, that kind of final version of Dusty in the cowboy boots and the jeans, and that would be something cool.
That would be incredible.
Yeah.
I'm all for any Cody, really. Like present, past, doesn't matter. I think a legacy Cody would be cool too.
Get Cody on this stream. It's a safe room. We all love Cody. It's just a Cody love fest. Cody, safe place. Come on in.
Everyone loves Cody. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, the figure with the bruise that we had in the defining moments, like Bill knocked it out of the park with that one. Just every release is on fire.
I'd argue that's the best one since he's returned. I think it is.
The torso with the bruised torso on the pec.
It's my favorite. I think that's my favorite one so far.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, while we're at it, let's ask John. Defining moments, the next wave or series. Can you give us a hint? I know you can't reveal anything, but just a hint or a tease.
You know what? They're still kind of working it out. So TBD, but who would you guys like to see? What would be your top defining moment? I know it's a tough question. So
How do we
Definitely tough.
get 2 Ultimate Warriors and 2 Terry Funks in there for me? That's what I'm.
I would love that personally.
Didn't expect that answer, no.
Is it? Do they know if it's going to be the same kind of deal as last time with 4 in a box? Are we going to try to keep that theme, or who knows?
I think that's what we're trying to do. Yeah.
I really want to see like return Austin when he came and beat up the Alliance, like with the pull cue.
Mm-hmm.
That's the one that I want to see. I just love that moment. So personally, for me, I would have that as one of my 4.
Mm-hmm.
How do you work that, John? How do you try and determine which eras to choose from on a 4-pack like that?
I mean, it really depends. You know, we see, you know, we do a little brainstorming and we see if we can figure out, you know, 4 that kind of makes sense together. And, you know, it's hard to live up to the defining moment name, you know, so it's not that easy. But we try to come up with the 4 best that we can. Sometimes Mattel has some good ideas, so it's really a cool collaboration.
Cool. All right, I think we're good there. We got a comment here. What happened to the Rollins fan takeover? That's what we already addressed that earlier, I think. Yeah, we're not we're waiting on that. We're not sure. Next defining moments. No, yeah, well, we can't. Not sure about that yet. Everything is Punk. Bloody Austin from Mania. That's a good one. There you go.
That'd be cool.
Awesome.
That would be amazing.
It's a great one right there. All right, cool. What else? All right. Speaking of legends and defining moments, Bill had a defining moment hanging out with Mick, like he said, all energized and everything. So right now we're going to talk ringside exclusives, the most important part of the show, of course.
Yeah.
And we got you here. So, all right, let's go to 3 faces of Foley, and I'm blown away. And some are already saying this is the greatest packaging in the line today, to date. Jonathan, you want to talk about how you felt when you first saw this and the fact that there are 3 individual boxes that slide into the giant case and they all have the individual art, as you could see. And I guess, you know, just getting a set that's similar to the past and the Jack's Bone Crunching, and it's more autograph friendly and all that. Just Foley was thrilled. Were you too?
I was blown away. I feel like it's kind of the best of both worlds because each character is so unique in its own world, and each character has its own little world in its own little box. And then you put the 3 together in the bigger, you know, flat box, and it just is incredible how it came out. Like, I was blown away by this packaging execution. Like, Mattel knocked it out of the park. I couldn't have even imagined it would be this cool. And the artwork and the back of each box is incredible. Like, that little detail alone is mind-blowing to me.
Oh yeah, we got some shots of that. Here we go, right here with Dude Love. Nice close up there.
I think the Dude Love shirt is like the best part of the pack for me.
Oh yeah,
big upgrade.
Yeah, it just looks so good
from the last one.
Here we go.
The tie-dye is on point.
Yeah, it's money.
Soft goods.
It's incredible. It's the best Dude Love figure they've ever done.
For sure.
On any company.
Would everyone say this is the standout of the wave, Dude Love, or does anybody here have another pick of the 3
it's
faces?
Weirdly, Cactus Jack is so iconic to me because I remember as a kid watching USWA GWF, and that was what he looked like back then. So I'm very excited for that Cactus Jack. I do wish in the pack, though, it was the Wanted Dead or Alive shirt just because it's so iconic and it feels like an iconic thing. But I'm really torn because I really want this version of Cactus Jack as well. So I'm happy either way.
But it was like it was like a tease to get that as the artwork behind him, and then they're like, "You're getting WCW." Jonathan, what was that whole choice? This is the only controversy of this wonderful set. You know me, we had a question, you know, maybe a year ago to each other. What do we want? Dream project. I said 3 faces of Foley, and you made this set yourself for me. So I really thank you. No, I'm kidding.
We made it
but
just
no,
for you, Travis.
Yeah, you did it just for me. You told Mattel you better do it, Moody.
There's
Moody
only
asked.
one
But no,
being
I
made.
mean,
It's just for you.
yeah, exactly. So look, what WCW or WWE, how you feeling about that choice? It's a risky, not so risky. I mean, the set's gonna sell like hotcakes, but it doesn't without its controversy, right?
I think, well, if you listen to what Mick said on Ringside Fest, to him, he thought WCW Cactus Jack was better than the
Right.
WWE Cactus Jack. So,
Mm-hmm.
and this gear in particular, his wife actually made the gear, so it's very special to Mick, which I think is cool. And I think the thinking with Mattel and with us was that the Wanted Dead or Alive Cactus Jack has been out a number of times already. So let's do something unique here. And I think the execution on the Cactus Jack, especially the soft goods and, just how accurate it is to his WCW run is incredible. So I'm very happy with how it came out.
Yeah. Kyle?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not a big autograph guy. I've never really been an autograph figure guy. I mean, I have a few in my collection, but this is a no-brainer for me. I'm so excited to have this. I've always wanted that Bone Cruncher pack, and I mean, one way or the other, I'll get all 3 Foleys on here. Like I said, hopefully John can just lure Mick in for a signing at ringside and sign like 1,000 of them. Yeah. We can sell them on the site. Make it easy for us.
He has an incredible signature. Like, it's going to look beautiful when he signs it.
Trey, that shot on the left is pretty incredible. You feeling that?
Yeah, I love it. I think this is a great pack. I think it makes a lot of sense. This is something that a lot of us have been clamoring for, is these, the 3 faces of Foley and just the different 3 packs. This is a perfect one, and to be ringside exclusive is just right on the money. And again, the Dude Love shirt, man. That Dude Love shirt is just perfect. So I love it.
I forget, was this February, tentatively February, I think it was. Is that right?
Tentatively, yeah.
Well, that I got to ask, that was actually part of my Q&A I had before this was even shown off at ringside. I didn't know there was going to be a deep dive. I mean, we knew Mick Foley was on, but it could have been anything, right? Especially since he's got some other stuff in the works. But was what was the delay of the 3 faces of Foley? Was it this choice between the 2, or was it packaging? Was it like just factory stuff? Can you give us any insight on this delay?
I don't know. They don't really give us an explanation when they delay something. They just say, "Hey, this is delayed." So I'm not sure.
Did they have to rework the packaging on this to get it to that flat 3 in a row?
I know Mick did give some feedback that he talked about on Ringside Fest, so I'm sure his feedback went into the packaging design. I never saw any packaging design before this one, so I don't know what it looked like before his feedback, but I know Mattel did take his feedback into consideration, and he was blown away when he saw this on Ringside Fest.
I would say that makes the most sense. The fact that maybe it was, either single figures or all thrown in one box like that, then Now Forever and, the Hogan set and everything. And now this could have been a suggestion, right, for Mick, or this was a community thing where they said, yeah, let's do it. We'll push it back a couple months and get, this packaging that's blowing everybody away. And
I mean, Mick wanted to make sure that it looked similar to the original release. So that could have been part of it for sure.
And there's the back of the boxes too, right there. So you got all the different signature looks. Yeah, this is a dream project, and congratulations on this. I mean, this is another great get. I mean, you were getting a lot of great gets at Mania, and now you're, obviously, this is now that we actually see it. It's really looking.
I mean,
great.
This set is kind of a dream come true. Being from Long Island, where Mick Foley's from, and throughout the years, he would stop by the warehouse. I mean, you can look on our YouTube channel, 10 years ago and see him stopping by as Santa. I mean, we have had such an incredible relationship with Mick over the years, and to finally be able to do this 3 Faces of Foley pack, I'm just honored and blown away. And I couldn't believe there hasn't been a 3 Faces of Foley pack since the Jax days. I mean, it was kind of mind-blowing when we sat down and realized it. Like, wow, there hasn't. It's incredible.
I'm
Yeah,
shocked
that's
that they
crazy.
did one in the Classic Superstars. I'm shocked they didn't do that.
Yeah,
for-
how did they not do one in Classic Superstars? How did Mattel not do one in all these years? Like, it's kind of mind blowing that it hasn't been done. So we were honored that we were able to finally make it happen again, and hopefully this is not the last one.
And Trey, you're really great at dissecting the different diaphragms of each character. And what do you think of these Pat McAfee arms we're getting on Mankind? Honestly, now that I'm looking at the individual packaging, it doesn't bother me as much. If you look at the render on the right, or the picture of the photo, I should say, rather than the render, the photography on the right of it, that looks good if you got it at that angle. But then on the left, with his arm kind of like this, then it's kind of showing this whole 24-inch pythons. Here we go. But how are you feeling about the arms? Are they a big deal, or
I
are you
mean,
gonna do any surgery on it, or are you good?
I don't know. I think I'll probably leave it as is. I don't think it's just egregious or anything like that. Especially like with certain angle, like you said on the right, it looks fair to me. It wouldn't have been my first choice or anything like that, but I don't think it's going to be. I don't think it's going to take away from the figures. I think they have enough going on with it that they're going to be all right, and they look really good. I like the rest of the formula is perfect. The head sculpts look good. The goods, everything together looks nice. And then I just now put it together that this Mankind right here has removable gauntlets. So that's another bonus right there.
Oh, nice find. And the guy with the long hair, Kyle, you tear out your hair when you cut yourself reviewing figures sometimes. So now you get to do it as a Mankind figure. How you feeling about that accessory?
I love it. I think it's awesome. I think this is a slam dunk. And, it's crazy for me on the action figures. I always like them to be one step bigger than they are in real life. I think it's an action figure. You got to be a little bit more muscular. So obviously, Mankind not the most muscular guy, but I like his figure to be one step up. So I've always maybe that's my Jax bias back in the day. I don't know.
At the end of the day, it is a toy, right? John, can you answer this? Is this right?
I would have to go count them up, but it seems correct. Yeah, this may be the third, fourth, and fifth ringside exclusive Foley figures.
Cool. Yeah, home run overall. And there's another look at the packaging there.
Was that one of those backgrounds that you pull out of the box in the background kind of?
Yes. That's it right there.
And the wanted cactus, I feel like our previous cactus with the wanted shirt was kind of, the definitive one of that attire. So,
right. Do you think maybe that's part of the choice too? Is maybe that one with the wanted sign on the shirt, you can redo that one on its own because it's so iconic for WWE. But really,
I'm
like
sure
maybe
they will.
Yeah, and I'm thinking maybe the WCW look is more iconic to the hardcore fan base. Like, sure, Mick Foley himself, and it's tied to his wife did it, and Bill and Kyle and I, a lot of us, we dig the WCW stuff, but the general WWE Elite fan is gonna want. Oh, I'm sorry, Kyle. Actually, you wanted the Wanted Dead or Alive shirt. So actually, I'll ask you that, Kyle.
Yeah, when I think
Go
wanted,
ahead.
I think of like
Yeah.
ECW, the King of the Death Match tournament. I mean, that's what I think of when I think of that one.
Oh, okay. But do you think this look was thrown in here because it's a 3-pack, right? And then this is a good way to get it, but you still have to get the other iconic looks where that wanted one you can get it. But by itself it would sell better, basically.
Yeah. I mean, you can take half of this, half of that, I guess. Yeah. I mean,
yeah. Okay, cool. All right. I think we're good. I mean, this was overall a home run. And the fact that we had a couple controversial things and we're still like it's a 5 out of 5, even with the bullshit attached to it, is pretty mind-blowing right there. So, and we'll move on to the next exclusive. This is the one everybody was talking about when we got right to it, and we said, what do you think of Ringside Fest? And it is definitely a double sweet victory here for the Outsiders. But John, just like we knew this was coming, but we didn't know exactly how. And are you happy with how?
I'm blown away. I mean, this is an Ultimate Edition tag team set that I think is kind of mind-blowing. Like, I didn't know how these were going to look, and Bill knocked it out of the park. The head sculpts look incredible. The gear looks incredible. The T-shirts, you get the Outsiders with the photo on it. You get the NWO shirt. You get
crazy
tag titles. I mean, just the accessories are just overwhelming. Like, I'm blown away just by the accessories alone. Let's not even talk about the figure. And then the figure is just the definitive Outsiders to me.
Yeah. Next level. I'm torn. I don't even know how to display this one. It's like I think I need 2 or 3 of them to unbox so I can do the different looks. It's wild.
That's what Tim's saying, yeah. Kyle, go ahead. While you're talking, break this down for us. What are you thinking? Are you blown away?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I said earlier. I mean, I think I told John at San Diego, I was like, man, I don't know how you're going to top the Uso 2-pack. That was the height of Uso mania, and man, I mean, this tops it. I mean, it's just amazing. Scott Hall, Kevin Nash, obviously Hall of Famers, iconic. Right up there, classic looks for him. Diesel and of course Razor Ramon, iconic as well. But man, I don't know, especially with everything that's going on next year with Mattel, with the WCW Monday Nitro line and all that kind of stuff. I mean, it fits in with all that stuff. Of course, the Eric Bischoff ring, you're going to fit right in there with that. I mean, there's just so much that it's cool on its own, but so much stuff is coming out that links this to it. I mean, it's a must-have if there ever was something that's a must-have.
John, these are the ones that should have came with the Nitro stage. You ruined everything.
It's all John's fault.
What could have
Didn't
been?
get funded because of this.
Breaking news. Send that out.
That's the clickbait. That's the buzz line right there.
It's a headline tomorrow on WrestlingFigureNews.com.
Yeah.
You got it. You heard it here first, the source. But yeah, this is so great that it would sell a few units. I don't know if it would save a whole crowd fund, but it's, it would do pretty. It would be a good choice. I'll say that, to go with the Nitro stage. But the whole point of that was to get unique figures in the line, and we've had Nashes and Halls before. But I mean, just looking through the accessories and Nash, none of these faces are bad. I noticed one here though on Nash. He's got a dark. He looked like he used Just for Men on the right, and then on the left he kind of just let it go for a little bit. Do you guys notice that he's got a little bit of a darker beard and goatee going on? That could just be the render.
Yeah, kind of looks like Foley in that third one a little bit too.
But still pretty good. These are great sculpts. I love the shouting one. Like Bill mentioned, it is like when he raises his fists and on the entrance and everything. So that's a good one. They got their 2 sweet fingers. And then we got a new face sculpt with Hall right there in the middle, the kind of the spooky one that we got. So yeah, and
it looks like he has
cool.
those fingers in the middle there.
Oh yeah, good
I
call.
can't remember, did they say an ETA on this one at all, or is it still kind of up in the air when it's coming? 2024.
Sometime next year. I don't know exactly when.
Yeah, and I saw some comments saying, where's the toothpick? It's on the one on the right with the smirk. It's there. It's probably hard to see in this render, but if you do, you go real close to it, it's there. Trust me. But yeah, overall home run. Justin, you got anything else to add to this?
Survey says this is a winner. Yeah, I mean, this is a great set.
Thank you. Yeah,
right,
Bill
and
Steve knocked it out of the park.
We haven't even seen the packaging yet for it. I'm sure that's going to be next level too. So
yeah, because the Usos packaging was awesome. So that'll definitely, and so I'm pretty sure it will have its separate and then come inside a box. But you guys are not able to reveal that just yet, I'm sure.
I would assume it'll be similar to the Usos. I don't know what it looks like, to be honest with you. So when the images are shown, that's kind of when I know what the packaging looks like. So I don't really know.
MDT, is this a remake of the 16 Nash?
I believe so. Yeah, but his hair was, I think, a little bit more blonde.
Yeah, it was really blonde.
Yeah, it was like a really blonde color. So this is, they nailed this one. I love all the accessories you're getting. I mean, you get a lot of bang for your buck, much like the Usos, when you throw in the packaging and, the different head sculpts. And I have a baseline for Ultimate Editions. It's like, for a baseline Ultimate, you get 3 interchangeable heads, you get some cloth goods, and you get a championship, and they both pass that baseline test. These are great. They match. They look good. Great head sculpts. Just all the buzz. And then, of course, the the packaging that they come in is going to be ridiculous as well. So I'm looking forward to building upon this. And like you said, it ties into everything we're going to get, you know, in 2024. I feel like in 2024, the Monday Night War set's going to kind of be the theme of the entire year, right? So you mix that in with your modern stuff. So you got this, you got, you know, the ring with Bischoff, you got the Walmart stuff. So it's all going to like, you know, come together there, which is going to be awesome. Too bad we won't have the, you know, the stage to go with it, but
Right.
You know.
Hopefully
Well,
2025 is the year of ECW figures. Hopefully we get all that stuff. That's what I'm, you know, we're going to Philadelphia for Mania. Maybe we can do that in 2025.
Let's do it. I'm there.
That'd be great.
We're not.
Can I
done
ask
with
everyone a
Ringside.
question?
Go ahead. Go ahead. Yeah, please do.
What ultimate 2-pack or tag team would you like to see in the future?
Steiner Brothers,
I was going to say Steiner,
That'd be
bro.
cool.
I can see. Yeah.
WCW era.
Give me old school Road Warriors in the black. Oh my gosh, but I don't know if that's ever going to happen.
Yeah.
I think a cool. I know, like we have like the WrestleMania 10, like Shawn and Razor. I think like a WrestleMania X7 Rock in Austin would be dope. Something like
That'd
that
be sick.
would be cool.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Strike Force, why not?
Yeah.
White for you. You like white gear.
Rock and Roll Express. I want the Patriots, Del Wilkes, and the other person.
Give us
I want
the Midnight
I want
Express.
The Trooper. Delaware.
Trooper Del Wilkes. Sergeant Buddy Lee Parker. I want
There
them
you
all.
go.
Give me all the cops.
What
Before
about
we move,
an un-American 3-pack
Oh, there you go.
or 4-pack?
Yeah.
no, that works.
I'd
I
love,
mean,
I'd love to see the reaction of the parents with the upside down U.S. flags in the packaging.
I would say like anything that you can in like the Hart Foundation. And now that it gets weird because Arn Anderson left, but then Ric Flair left. You know what I mean? They both went the opposite way because you could have done like a Horseman thing. You know what I mean? But now it's like it gets weird. So anything like Horseman, Hart Foundation, it just gets all weird. But those are, and I'm not talking about the Hart Foundation, but anybody from the clique. Like if you somehow could do 2-packs from those factions, you know, and not all, you know, something like that. The ones that you're allowed to do from those factions,
That'd be cool. Yeah.
that'd be cool. You know, I mean, it's you know, it's a lot of paperwork and legality there, but if we can make it work, it'd be a lot of fun. We were speaking about Trey brought up the Nitro stage. Steve said it's pretty much all but the crowdfunding. It's all but shut down at this point, and they did open it up to, well, maybe anything, and it is not just the Nitro stage, but anything in the future could be made to order. But at this point, it's like in the past, they even said like almost like anything large scale is stages at this point are almost like, you know, they're always going to have those conversations, but it doesn't seem to be something that is going to be on the table anytime soon. Justin, just your initial reaction to that from the Q&A.
I don't know. John seemed like he wanted an Lex Express bus, so I mean, I'm game.
I'm down for the Lex Express, USS Intrepid. Let's get the whole Lex universe.
I know Kyle wants a flag. Does that get us? Is that close enough?
I'll take it. I'll take a flag. I don't know where I'll put it, but I'll find room.
No, I think that it makes a lot of sense that they want to go a made to order route with some of those things. I think that just where the consumer is, and they kind of showed us on the Nitro stage.
Yeah. Well, and I tell you, those crowd funds, I mean, as I follow a lot of them, and they are so, they really split the fan base and arguments and everything. It's a tough go with that stuff. And some have been better than others, that's for sure.
It's just a bummer, man. I mean, I know we're sitting, I don't even know how many months later it is now, but I think about it often. It's one of those things, you know, but it is what it is, you know, just got to chalk it up and learn from it and see what we can do next time.
They came very close.
They did. And I almost feel like the people that did pay for it, I mean, if you would have, you know, differenced it out, like maybe you need a lower amount of people to fund it, but increase the price. Maybe, you know, if you're already at that price point, maybe you could push it a little more. I don't know, but
you can see exactly what they were thinking, though, with John getting the Outsiders and just the Monday Night Wars line coming on. And then you've got the Bischoff Nitro ring. So it's just all the
Synergy.
things,
Yeah.
that were sort of lining up. But
It
Right.
kind of reminds me a little bit of the Rancor. If you follow that, they were going to do that crowdfund Rancor, and then if they would have, if like Disney and Hasbro could have been talking to each other, because like 3 weeks after it ended, the Rancor
Fett.
was looking Boba Fett, and everybody was like,
Yeah.
"Oh my gosh, I need a Rancor." It's almost that kind of thing.
Mhm.
1 month off.
Yeah,
That's all they had to do. And then, I mean, but then those things happened in the same show. Well, Mandalorian, they destroyed the Razor Crest
yeah,
immediately after but that was after everybody funded it.
yeah.
So that was brilliant. It's
Yeah.
like, give us your money and then we're going to destroy this thing.
Never to be seen again.
Just kind of like Escobar in the LWO.
Yeah.
Fund us and kill us. All right. So look, this one survived because it's a Ringside Collectibles item here. Shared exclusive, right? So John, talk to us about the Nitro Ring. How you feeling about the overall package and reception and everything?
Yeah, I think they did an incredible job with this packaging and the item itself. I mean, the ring skirt looks really cool. The mat with the Nitro logo. You got the red turnbuckles. Just an incredible update to the ring. And then the Bischoff figure puts it over the top to me. I never thought they'd make it Ultimate Eric Bischoff, but I'm pleasantly surprised. I mean, I think it came out great, and it's the definitive Eric Bischoff figure.
Yeah, I think a perfect spot for an Ultimate Eric Bischoff. I don't know how well he do on his own at retail, but I think in here, I think this is the perfect spot for it. Makes all the sense in the world. And then it's tough because it's a 2-in-1, or is it even a 3-in-1? I guess you could say. So it's one of those ones that loose collectors. How do I display him?
Yeah, it's great because you could easily make it a Ruthless Aggression Bischoff if you put the the Ruthless Aggression Elite head sculpt on it or whatever. You could make an Ultimate Edition out of that. And plus this leather jacket, you could make like 60 different people in a leather jacket with the Ultimate. So, and then again, like you said, you could take the shirts off, put the bear arms on there, and it could be anybody. I mean, so you got a lot of room to wiggle there, but I am glad to have a WCW Bischoff. I think it's beautiful. And I'm getting Wicked Cool Toys vibes from the ring, from that.
Yeah.
Because didn't Ringside you had the Wicked Cool Toys, and then y'all had like the Ringside exclusive WCW like accessory pack or something?
Yeah, you're right. We did have the Nitro accessory pack years ago. So this is just taking it to a whole new level. Yeah.
Yep.
I do want to bring this up here because, well, hindsight's 2020, but the other thing is a crowdfund project takes way longer than the other stuff. So if they were to wait, which makes sense as far as marketing momentum, but if they were to wait, you would be getting that bad boy way after this stuff, I'm sure. So, they kind of probably wanted to time it so by the time, you got your ring and your outsiders, it wouldn't be too long after or even before that you were getting your stage. And I think if they were to wait for all this stuff to come out, then do the crowdfund and how long that takes, and then it's just so many stages of development. I'm sure Ozer has a much better technical answer than that, but I'm almost sure that would be it. It would just take too long. And of course, you just never know. I mean, right.
When was the crowdfund officially over? Like, when was that supposed to be funded? Does anybody remember like the date or the month? Wasn't it like April? It was like mid-April?
That's what I was thinking. I was thinking into April. That was my first guess.
And it was supposed to come out, a year after that? So, like, I mean, we're going to blink and it's going to be April. It would have went by really, really fast. When you pre-order these things, I feel like, I guess if we knew it was coming, it would feel like forever. But since we didn't get it, it's like just time went by.
For sure. But on the positive, you can get a ring. So, and then there was actually right in the Q&A, there was questions. JP, I'd love to get your thoughts on this because they asked Ozer and Bill about the possibility to see like upgrade packs. And I even texted you as a joke. I was like, hey, just give me the apron in the post for half off and I'll, I'll get it right now. Make a deal, man. Make a deal with me. But, and then Ozer's answer was, obviously as more people buy the rings because this scale ring is sort of still a new thing, then it kind of justifies the presence of the add-on packs. But he did say there's a plan. So I'd love to get, as a retailer, I'd love to get your opinion on that whole thing.
I mean, I'm all for the upgrade packs. Bring them on, let's do it. I don't know what their plan is for it, but I would love to see a bunch of ring skirts and ring mats and a bunch of ways to change these rings. So I'm all for it.
There's your pack right there, right?
Get a Thunder set. You know, a Thunder set would be perfect. I don't know if anybody would buy a straight up Thunder ring, but I think they'd buy an accessory set for a Thunder.
Well, you could
But
do
the
WCW.
positive-
Yeah.
The positive of the ring is that we get the Bischoff figure. If we would have just had a pack, I don't know if they would have thrown the Bischoff in there. So I think that is a huge benefit that they did the whole
Absolutely.
ring, that we do get the Ultimate Bischoff, because
Absolutely.
as Kyle said earlier, I don't think there's any other way we would have gotten that figure.
Right. Justin, do we have a comment on Bischoff? What are you thinking?
I love this. I think it's the perfect way to do it. I think that they may have. I wonder what would have happened if they didn't put out the RA Bischoff before in the Walmart exclusive line, but I think it's also different enough that
It's different. Yeah.
yeah, I mean, this is a major upgrade. So I was thinking that I escaped yesterday without having to spend any money, and then John, you got me right there at the end.
Well,
Yeah, 'cause
thank
this
you.
one
We
was-
appreciate it. It's an incredible piece. I think they did an amazing job with this.
Yeah, and there was one other thing you had as a pre-order on your Ringside Collectibles, but other than that, you had 2 items. Do you feel like, from your perspective, there should have been more, or do you think because of all the madness of like WrestleMania and the fact that we're getting all those elites that we ran through and all those other shared exclusives, like, are you cool with kind of like, hey, this is the big picture for 2024, but this is what you kind of, how you feeling about the weight of the pre-order? Do you feel like there should have been more, or are you cool with it?
I'm cool with it. I mean, I think, there's, Elite sets up for pre-order already. The Ultimate sets up for pre-order already. So, there's a lot of things that are up already. So, to me, these were 2 huge exclusives to post. So,
Right.
I was very happy with it.
Yeah, you almost don't want to overwhelm people right before the holidays either, because while it is the holidays, they do have to buy gifts for family members and stuff like that. So I think, like you said, there's been a large run of figures. Kyle, you want to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, you got to buy gifts for the kids and stuff. I don't understand why, but I guess you do. So,
Kyle, what's number 1 on your Christmas list?
oh man, it's a good question. I haven't even thought about that. I need an LJN Grand Toys Ultimate Warrior Min on card. That's what I really need for. That's
What about you? What about everyone else?
Woof. I don't even know. I gotta make my list.
Okay, sure. No, it's tough.
Give me a Danhausen 1 of 3,000.
There you go.
What's on my Christmas list is whatever you want for Christmas, John. You just let me know. That's what my list is.
I appreciate it.
But yeah, overall, I think that was great. We got one more exclusive. It's somewhere. I don't know where the hell it is. It's in one of these slides here. I don't know why this is here. Oh, okay. I know why now. So we were
Barbershop's
talking
coming out.
about what's up?
Barbershop's coming
was
out. I missed that.
Barbershop was another big reveal from. No, I'm kidding. But no, there was a question about play sets, and they were like, "Oh, what about like Firefly Funhouse, Viking Rules, a Boneyard, or anything like that?" I just kind of wanted your opinion on play sets because we got Tom's, but what about like how you feeling about it? I mean, Mattel said there's they need a retail partner that's just going to support these in massive ways and stuff, but you're one of the if not the biggest direct wrestling figure retail partner they have. How are you feeling about play sets yourself?
I love play sets. I wish they would do more, but there's a lot of development and tooling involved, so it could be very expensive depending on what it is. So I'm down for it.
Yeah.
I just don't know, what they have planned.
And I think you're about the only place that can really take it as of right now in this world, because Walmart and Target aren't going to give up that much real estate for the most part, unless it's a heavy hitter. I mean, Toys R Us supposedly coming back. I'm thinking about making the drive to the Mall of America next week for the new Toys R Us. So I'll report back and see.
Where's that located?
Mall of America,
Is that in Missouri? Where's that at?
Minneapolis. It's big. That home of the first Nitro, of course, as we all
Oh
remember.
yeah.
But yeah, they're building it opens Friday, the huge Toys R Us. So we'll see how big it is. See what all the fuss is about.
We know there's fuss.
Tribute to.
There's definitely fuss.
You gonna pay tribute to Pasta Mania? See if it's still around.
I will. I wish it was still there. I went when I was a kid. I had to give it a try. A poor man's Pizzolis is what it was.
Are you really making the drive?
Yeah.
How far is it from you?
About 3 hours.
Let's check it out right here on the maps.
And I'll pick you up at the airport if you want to go.
It's about 15 hours from me.
We could ride rides. There's roller coasters there. There's like an aquarium. There's a lot of stuff to do at the Mall of America.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm down.
AEW is coming in 2 weeks, and I'll be back up there for that too.
Wow.
There you go.
Stay for a week then.
Making the rounds. We'll go to Chicago this weekend. I'm all over. I'm a traveling man.
Everybody needs the Brother Love Show set. There you go. There's one.
I mean, they started a little of that in the flashback sets back in the day with those Walmart exclusive ones. They did the Heartbreak Hotel. I mean, I don't know. They could get back to that. I could see them swinging something like that.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'll go around the room right now and say, what is your dream play set? I'll go with you, Justin.
Piper's Pit.
Okay. MDT.
At this stage, I think I'd just like to see like a modern Chamber or Hell in a Cell set with like, I don't know. I thought that they would do like, I thought for a long time the crowdfunder was going to be a Hell in a Cell with an Ultimate Mankind and Taker and like maybe an additional like Vince McMahon or something from that era or something is what I was thinking. That's all I can think of right now, though. Probably a Hell in a Cell or a Chamber because, you know, we saw from Jax and they did a really great job on those. And I think with the modern tooling and technology and bells and whistles they could add to it, it would just be fantastic.
Yeah. Well, that reminds me.
What
was that, Kyle?
That Jax Hell in the Cell. I got that for $4 on clearance at Walmart back in the day. Can you believe that?
That's
$4.
crazy, man.
Unbelievable.
Jesus, that's nuts.
What a deal.
I know.
It probably
that
got
reminds me.
200 times that now, something like that.
Wow, $4, and now it's
my dream set's probably a Punjabi prison match. I would like that. Jackson did well. Finish that off.
Yeah,
No, I'd love an ultimate scale war game set. I don't know if that's ever going to be a possibility, but what I really would love, the thing that really started my wrestling fandom was the Night of the Skywalkers. Give me a scaffold set. Cornette all falling off. I don't
Jim Cornette, yeah.
I would love a scaffold. Those intrigued me as a little kid. Still do.
Yeah. John.
Yeah, I mean, I would love to see the ultimate scale accessories the way that Wicked Cool used to do them, like with the cages. And, you know, I'd love to see, like you guys said, Hell in a Cell, Elimination Chamber, just everything. I mean, I think, you know, some of the versions Mattel has done has been more of the basic rings.
Mm-hmm.
And to see it as the ultimate scale or the elite scale would just be incredible, the way they would execute it. So that would be my number one big accessory ask.
Yeah. Well, it's going to be the Grayson Waller effect or bust. So we either get that.
I'd like to see that too.
Yeah. No. Versus Miz TV. That pack. Like there you go. Championship playset showdown. We're doing it right now. But no, I love the fact that you brought, because that was exactly what I was trying to butt in earlier. Was Ozer brought up the fact that we'd love to see ring skirts and buckles and maybe cages he threw in there too. I thought that was a little sneaky thing. He does that so often. So look, we have one more exclusive and then we have a couple questions at the end and we'll let everyone fly into the night. Now it's getting late over there in the Central Time. And then especially for John, you're in New York. So, all right, let's get right to it. And we got retro. So talk about your DX retros and why didn't we get the HBK?
This is the DX retro set, and I don't, you know what, you had to do two teams, right? So of course you got to do Billy and Road Dogg together, and you got to do Triple H and China together. So
right,
you know, they kind of made the most sense, right? I would assume
Absolutely.
that went is a big part of the decision. But I thought the execution on these is incredible. I mean, the hair on Road Dogg, the face on Billy, the China figure is just incredible. The Triple H, the tights are just really cool. And I think, the box it comes in, the shipper is incredible. And Steve did mention on Ringside Fest that it will have the DX logo on the front of the box on the platform.
Oh, nice. Cool.
So
Anybody?
I'm just
retro?
really happy with how this came out.
Awesome. It definitely complements the NWO set really well. If you want to have like a versus set right there. So anybody you guys big fan of retros? Anybody want to talk about this one? You could just jump in.
Yeah, I'm all in. I mean, I'm a Double Up Club member of the retros. I mean, that's speaking of my childhood, so I'm all in on that. Poor Road Dogg got to be a jumper, though. I've never been a jumper guy. So he got at least Triple H, though. We got Triple H in the jumper back from Mattel, so now we got him in one of the more iconic Hasbro retro, Mattel retro styles. But definitely a pack that makes a lot of sense to me. And it's a great yin-yang to the DX set that came out previously. So I'm here for it.
Absolutely. Anyone else?
Not my thing, but I love this packaging, and I'd love to see this type of execution on other Ringside exclusives.
No, I agree. That would be cool.
Who's the best retro ever? Wow. Okay. That's a big open-ended question.
For the retro Mattels, I'm looking at them all right here on card right in front of me. So I'm going to say, I think a sleeper one is the Macho Man in the green tights. I think that is an all-timer.
That's a cool one.
MyDamnToys.
I like the NWO Macho or the Wolfpack Sting.
Oh, the one I just showed?
He just wasn't a jumper.
Yeah, still fire though. I haven't. All of my retros outside, I think I doubled up on the NWO set. All of them are mint on card, and then I love looking at them. And I had them up in my old office. I got to put them back up once my new office is complete. But
all right,
I would agree with you on the end. I'd agree with you on the NWO Macho as one of the best, and I think the Roman Reigns was kind of underrated.
Yeah, it was. Yes, for sure.
Yeah. Yeah, the Macho drove me nuts because they had a packaging variant on that one, and I forget which one was more rare. It was arm up and arm down.
Right. I remember that. People were calling us up saying, which packaging do you have?
Oh.
So earlier, Kyle touched upon this, and that's our Ringside exclusive. So go check them out, ringsidecollectibles.com. Go get you some. But right now, we're going to get into the Q&A portion so we can let these guys go to sleep. It's been a long day, I'm sure. Long couple days for Jonathan, especially. But look, Kyle brought this up earlier because this was a fan Q&A question. So what I'm trying to do is ask Jonathan these questions since he wasn't on any of those streams, but he's on mine, damn it. Toy Kind of Mood, that's what's up. So, but check it out, right? We got a question about the Winged Eagle and the Attitude Era Championship belt, and they talked about kind of like, is there, the whole upgrading belt designs thing, and then Bill was basically saying, it's all about figuring out tool budgets and where does the money go and where is it best spent, and a slight adjustment to these belts isn't going to make it worth it, and it's all about on demand and all that. But do you see any need to alter any of these championship titles, John, is that something you ever think about with these titles? Or are you good with the way they are, or good?
I mean, with these belts in particular, I didn't notice.
Or just any belts. This was an example, but
I don't know. I mean, I'd have to really think about it for a minute. On these two in particular, I don't know what we would want to upgrade. I mean, MDT may be more that may be more his forte.
Go ahead, Trey.
I think that Mattel does a really good job on their belts for the most part. I mean, I think the only thing that they could really, and this would be nitpicking, would just be, I guess, how thick they are. They could probably be a little thinner just to really capture, like some of the people that like 3D print the belts, and, they can get into the nitty gritty details of it because they're making them like one of one, or, they're not printing thousands of them. They're printing, 20, 30, whatever it is. they do there's a lot of really talented custom belt makers in the community that do a really good job on it, but that'd be nitpicking it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think it's priority, but I guess if you've reached the top of the line and you could look back and be like, where else can we just barely bring us up a notch? I guess you could improve the titles a little bit, but I don't think it's a priority by any stretch.
Cool. Does anybody have a thought on that before we go to the next question? No. Okay, cool. All right. So the next one was, are there any updates to further adjustments to parts and pieces like knee pads and like figure tech changes and stuff? And then Bill gave us some surprises that he actually had some of the figures in person. So he talked about the new updated thicker torso for Roman with the full butterfly and the 360 abdomen articulation and all that. And then he went into some other figures. So I'll stick with you, Trey, for this. How do you feel about some of these further adjustments on parts and pieces and stuff like that? What do you think they really need? What do they need next?
I don't know. I think about that often, really. I mean, I think they've done a great job. Like, I used the Ultimate Edition, I think 15 Brock Lesnar, as a kind of like the measuring stick. And I feel like that figure was pretty much perfect. And so this Roman Reigns kind of reminds me of that. It's like so perfect. I mean, outside of the head sculpt for this specific Roman Reigns, just because I want to see something new, like the taper beard that I mentioned before, but just the body and everything like that, I think is pretty much perfect, man. I think it looks like it's going to be solid. This is like that Hulk Hogan torso. I think it's just going to be great. It looks like they nailed the tattoo. I mean, I'm looking forward to this figure so much. Like, this is going to be fantastic. And then you throw in the Asuka. Of course, she's not up here right now, but that Asuka figure is like that.
Yeah, she is.
That might be the best. That might be the best women's figure Mattel's ever done. So,
period. Yep, agreed.
Yeah, mask and face paint. What more could you ever want?
Yeah,
this might be figure of the year already.
Yeah. I mean, you got the zebra print, the colors, the mask, the face paint, the robe. This is unfreaking believable.
Absolutely, figure of the year candidate. Bill mentioned.
Did they say who was going to be in the wave with her? I don't know, or is it going to be Roman?
This is the Roman.
Roman and Undertaker.
Okay.
Undertaker is Bray Wyatt's replacement. I'm pretty sure that's already been mentioned.
This is coming sooner than I was thinking it was. Then.
Yeah.
But
that soft goods robe is just beautiful. Yeah. They said, I think Bill said that they hired somebody to come in and design, basically do the design from her.
Probably the Barbie team. Well, you're at Mattel, you get the Barbie team, so why wouldn't you use it, right?
Absolutely.
And Bill said they had to recreate it.
Yeah, I remember him saying. Is this going to hit before Christmas?
No, it won't hit before Christmas. Probably early next year.
Okay.
And I apologize.
What do we got coming before Christmas? 106 probably? 106 is probably coming before Christmas, isn't it?
I think 106 should be in before Christmas.
That'd probably be the last set of the year, I would think.
So do we know if this set is coming out before Christmas? This Ultimate Edition set?
No, this one's not.
This one not. So it can't be figure of the year. So Seth Rollins is safe
for next year.
Every year, whoever has the fluffy robe wins. Right? Basically, that's whoever has the fur. You got fur, you're figure of the year. So that's basically the deal there. But yeah, he showed that off. And then also, I apologize if you guys just mentioned this. I was kind of looking over my notes, but if anybody mentioned that this is the first female with the butterfly joints.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you mentioned that.
That's
anybody
awesome.
mentioned that? Oh, okay, good. But yeah, they really did go all out. But it's going to be one of those figures that comes out in January, and then it's figure of the year for like a couple days because it's January.
Yeah.
And then everyone
people forget.
Yeah. It's like The Witcher 3 all over again. It was like the greatest game of all time, but it came out in January, so it didn't win Game of the Year. But yeah, overall nice improvements that they made, and then they showed Core Jade as well, and new accessories and stuff. And then he had a picture of all three. So Bill showing off the goods on his Instagram because of how fuzzy the Zoom call was. Time to get a new webcam there, Bill McKeon. But they also mentioned about those pieces and everything that the Ultimate Edition Kurt had new knee pads. You guys reviewed it. Did you guys recall those new knee pads in your reviews?
Yep, I mentioned it. I think they're accurate to the time. They look just like the ones he wore. So, and I'm not a big fan of big knee pads, but I think they nailed that part for sure.
They kind of remind me of some of the basic knee pads.
Yeah, a little bit.
And then Ozer also mentioned that the pinless legs are going to be rolling out across the line. So any comment on that?
I'm here for it. Pinless joints all day long.
I have mixed feelings. I think aesthetics, they're fine, but I feel like I guess it's however they come out of the factory, they're a bit tighter usually. So you got to break them in, or you got to heat them up a little bit to really get like a smooth transition there. But aesthetically, they look good. And, that's kind of the way of the future. They're not going to go back now. So you just got to embrace it and, just figure out a way to, deal with it, I guess.
Beautiful. All right. So last but not least, do we have any questions for Ringside Collectibles while he's here? We'll do a little lightning round. I'll go with Justin.
I don't know that it's lightning round, but I'm curious.
Take your time. Take your time, buddy. Take your time. I'm just messing.
I'm curious what you think makes a good Ringside exclusive, and sort of how that process plays out. Like, is there a lot of back and forth brainstorming with Mattel? Like, do you come with a list to them? Like, what is the anatomy, the breakdown of a Ringside exclusive?
Sure. I mean, we do our own brainstorming, and then we kind of, pitch some things to Mattel, and then sometimes they'll pitch things to us. And it's kind of a collaboration back and forth to kind of see where it makes the most sense. So, yeah, I mean, each one is different. Each one is unique, and now, with the defining moments, like what is going to make sense with that theme now, or with the Ultimate Tag Team, what's going to make sense with that theme. So now if we have a theme, then we're kind of saying, okay, what makes sense with that theme? And sometimes we have the idea, and sometimes the Mattel team is like, hey, this is a great idea. You guys should do it. So it could really go either way. It depends.
Great. We actually got a question from the chat here. Will we ever get an Ultimate Edition China? So what's China's license deal? We just saw China in the retro. So anybody want to take a stab at this?
China's an interesting one, and maybe it's just my area, Justin, your area too. But China never sells so well in our area, so she is still Targets still have a bunch of her. I don't know. It's one of those things. It's kind of one of those things you always hear about. Like, everybody will say they want something. Hey, do you want a China figure? Everybody will say, yes, I want it. But when it comes time to get the wallet out, they don't necessarily put the money on the table. And that's kind of how China is. Right. So I think in Ultimate China, I think they could do it, but I think it would have to be not by yourself, kind of like Eric Bischoff. It would have to be with something else. Maybe it's a Triple H China.
Great answer.
Something along those ways. Or Eddie Guerrero.
They've done a lot of amazing elites too of China.
Yeah, what? I don't know what gear they would do. I feel like they've done, what is it? Is it 2 elites now? And both of them were like her 2 most iconic looks, I feel like. So
they could always do an Ultimate with Eddie Guerrero, and they could redo, because a lot of people didn't like that Eddie Guerrero Ultimate. That could be a way to get a new Eddie Ultimate with a different torso, possibly.
Well, they're doing that in the Monday Night War line with him.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Halloween Havoc, yeah.
But that would be dope. That would that would be really, really cool. Or maybe she could be, I don't know.
They'll put it with the lower
there's ways. There's ways, but as
Kyle,
far as you go ahead.
Kyle and my Target it's at least 6 deep with the WrestleMania China.
And that's a great figure. It's so sad.
Yeah.
My girl Rio is disappearing. It's so sad. I've seen Rio every day for the last 3 years on the shelves, and there's about 2 left in town. I always just kind of touch them as I go to the store, just for old time's sake. But I talked to Jeremy. I said, Jeremy, what's it going to take to get a Rio repaint in blue? And he wasn't for it. I don't understand.
Awesome. Did you have any other questions, Justin, before we move on around the room?
I think the other one is just how rare are Ringside exclusives compared to mainline releases?
I would say they're probably much more limited than a mainline release. I don't know how many they make of a mainline release, but I would guess they're much more rare than a mainline release.
Cool. All right. My damn toys. Here's my damn chance to ask JP some questions.
I don't really have a question per se. I just want to say thank you and how much I appreciate you, not only for like the community, but just how much you contribute to my channel and the relationship that we have between my channel and Ringside Collectibles. And I just am blessed to have you as the head of it and taking charge of everything, and getting you over the past year, I guess, since meeting you at Mania. I just want to say thank you again for everything you did for me personally.
Hell yeah.
Thank you, man. I appreciate it. Thank you. Thank all you guys for everything that you guys do for the community. We appreciate it. And, it's awesome. So thank you guys. And yeah, it was cool. It was cool seeing you at Mania.
Yeah, no problem.
Yeah.
Big Kyle, what's up?
I got the hard hitting questions. I got the hardest hitting ones.
Let's hear it.
No.
Let's hear it.
I get hit up. John, I've talked to you about this before. I get hit up every single day. And from G.I. Joe collectors, He-Man collectors, whatever, because Ringside Collectibles have the best stands in the world. And they're so economical. They work for everything. Every video I do the Ringside Stand Challenge. And it's amazing how many people say, what are these stands? It's still to this day, it's like, I sit right where to get them. But obviously, a lot of collectors needing more stands. It looks like December, they're coming back in stock. Do we feel that there'll be enough to make it for months? Is it going to be one of those? I mean, do you have any idea? And then, is it going to be such a long reorder if they do go through?
I think they're coming back. They were out for a little bit and they're coming back. And yeah, I mean, we have a lot coming, so it should be enough, but you never know, right? Who knows how long it'll last.
It sounds like, by my direct messages, there's a lot of people laying in wait for these. So it could
only
be
a few weeks away. They're almost here.
Oh my gosh, that's why I bought.
Everybody
blames me because I bought like 100. I bought like 100 one year boxes when they were on sale, and everybody was blaming me. Like, I bought them all. Well, I said I need them. I got a lot.
Well, I appreciate the kind words about the display stands. We did put a lot of work into making sure they work properly. So thank you. We do have the AEW ones in stock.
Yep.
And the Mattel ones will be back soon.
Yeah, my dad just recently ordered a bunch of the AEW ones on accident, and I said, "Well, Dad, I'll take them. I'll use them sometime." So I took them from him.
Yeah, I wish they would have used the same peg hole for both.
Yeah, we need to call Jeremy, get him in here and say, "What are we doing, Jeremy? Get uniform here."
Speaking of which, that's my question. When like a dragon man with no face or name or whatever Punjabi prison death match that we saw tonight on when are we getting that playset Ringside Exclusive with Sega, that dream team? No, I'm just messing. Actually, my real question is, because Full Gear is this weekend, and I don't believe either of us are going because I'm working the LA Auto Show, and you're not traveling to California this weekend, are you? That's too bad, because I'm working the LA Auto Show, and we could at least grab the punt. And that would have worked out pretty well if you came to California.
That would have been great.
Yeah, man. Do I have to wait till April to see you again, buddy? That's my question. Probably,
yeah. Unless you're coming to New York, let me know.
Okay, we'll do. Oh, well, what comes first, Toy Fair or Mania? Mania, I know, is in Philly.
Mania. Toy Fair is like delayed, isn't it, or not happening or something?
Yeah.
Oh no, I'm talking about Mattel Toy Fair. But yeah, that's in April. But what comes? I can't remember what comes first. No, Mania comes first. So Mania comes. So I'd have to go to Philly. I don't know if that's going to happen.
Make the trip, Travis. Come on.
Well, Rob's going. If Rob hosts me, I'll go. Hope Rob's listening out there. But yeah, that'll. Are you guys going to Mania or what?
I'm going to try.
Going to Philly?
I don't know. I've heard Philly is very dangerous. Is this true? Can anybody confirm? No.
Just in the football stands at the game. As long as you're not a football game, you're an Eagles game, you're okay.
You never know. I'm on a whirlwind tour next year. We'll see where I may be showing up.
That's what's up. All right, let's share some socials. Here we go. No better place to get your wrestling action figures and accessories and rings and nitro rings and everything. So
Thank you.
right there, ringsidecollectibles.com. I think we have, what else we got? No, we're good. Lots of stuff. Okay, we're getting all these. Now we got this. Look at this question we got from Action Figure Attack. I wonder who that is. Two-part question for John. Who's your favorite Mattel designer? Steve. And who's your favorite marketing manager of all time? Steve. And why? There you go.
I mean, designer, it has to be Bill McKenna, and marketing manager, it has to be Steve Ozer.
Bill and Steve. That was a tough one.
They're the dream tag team. We need an ultimate tag team of Bill and Steve.
That would be a good ringside exclusive. Not even a Mattel. No Mattel creation shared with that one. Has to be ringside. Yeah, that'd be a good one. But nice of Steve to join in. Does he? I think that was his one and last question. No better way to go out than that one. But we'll share this. That's the website, and you can find Ringside Collectibles on YouTube. If you're checking us out, the recap, and you want to actually see the Q&A and the presentation themselves, go check out Ringside Collectibles on YouTube and the Gram. Go give it a follow at Ringside Collectibles and check out all those awesome posts and pictures and everything like that. And then we got MyDamnToys. Man, thanks so much for being on, dude.
Anytime, man. I really appreciate it. I appreciate you having me.
Yeah, that's what's up, man. We got it's hard, but man, you're up there. And you got your Instagram, and then we got Kyle Peterson, so you can follow at MyDamnToys on YouTube, Instagram, and then Kyle Peterson on YouTube. Kyle, it's been a treat once again. Thanks so much, dude.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you. And then you can also find him at the. I don't know why people use these underscores; they drive me crazy. But _Kyle_Peterson.
Some other Kyle Peterson. I think he played for the. In baseball for the Brewers. I think he took my name, so I had to use that.
And was he the too?
He wasn't the. I won up.
Oh, what a jerk. All right. And then go check out the Wrestling Figure News podcast if you want to listen to crazy people like us talk about crazy wrestling action figures in the car on the way to work. So it makes your traffic days a lot better. So go check him out on Spotify. And where else can we find the podcast?
WrestlingFigureNews.com. I'll be posting them there as we do them. So
WrestlingFigureNews.com, and then go check out the Wrestling Delorean 85 on Insta. And of course, you're here at a Toy Kind of Mood. Go check us out at a Toy Kind of Mood on the tube. Give us a like and a subscribe. Thank you so much. And then also on the Gram. But guys, this was tremendous. Thank you. And Ringside Fest, I'd say, was a treat. I was going to ask how many around the room wanted to give whiskey grades, but we got you here and everybody would just be like, oh, I give it a 5 out of 5. But either way, the ratings don't matter. I think it was a strong show overall and had awesome guests. Bill really brought it. Steve was okay. No, I'm kidding. But no, Steve's in the chat.
No, Mattel brought it. I thought this was one of the best ringside chats for reveals ever. So
absolutely.
I was blown away. And Travis, thank you for having me, man. I appreciate it.
You got it. And then this question we asked in the beginning, will there be a Ringside Fest in person? And there is a possibility. So you did say that maybe we'll do it in person and maybe we'll do something in Philly or whatever. So looking forward to it, whether it's in person or through the StreamYard or YouTube or whatever. We're here and we celebrated Ringside Fest, and it was tremendous, man. Thanks so much for all of you guys for having us.
Anytime, man.
Thanks,
really
man.
enjoyed it.
Thank you, Travis.
Yes,
thank you. Great. This was episode 145 from Trav Moody for a Toy Kind of Mood, and we'll see you guys in the toy aisle or WrestlingFigures.com. Peace.